Hello, everybody. This is the Stronghold podcast. I'm here with one of the most prolific fighters in the fucking world, dude. How many fights do you have?
118 pro fights.
118 pro fights across every discipline you can think of. MMA, bare knuckle boxing, Lethwei, kickboxing, Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Fucking street fights. I don't know. What. There must be some other shit in there, too.
K1, Sanda, pro boxing, Western boxing. MMA. MMA is the big one, though, of course.
One jiu-jitsu competition that I saw you compete at.
The only jiu-jitsu competition you saw me compete in was literally the only one I ever done.
Which is hilarious. I was just saying, you competed against one of my old students, Big Steve, and yeah, you guys had a fucking razor-close match. He was a purple belt back then.
Yeah, literally, I think that was like my second match on that tournament. I won by an advantage, and I was like...
Dude, a win's a win. Whatever.
Nah, that shit's scary.
Steve should have shut that advantage down. That's what I'm saying, dude. And I haven't seen you. I mean, we've been sitting here talking shit for the last hour already, but I haven't seen you since we fought together on the SFC 3 or 4, whatever the hell it was.
SFC 4, right? They have the shirt SFC 4 over there.
Oh, must have been
on
four.
that.
No,
yeah,
that was the one. Maybe I was a judge at that one. 3, I think. Is
3.
The one we
Okay.
fought on.
Yeah, because didn't we all fight MMA? Me,
Yeah, we
you,
all fought.
and Luke Adams all fight MMA that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, funny story about that fight. We were all talking shit. I remember Major was trying to get you to put that dude in a twister.
No, that was the plan.
I know, I
wanted
saw
to
you
twister
going
that guy, and
That was the plan. That was the
I
game
hit him
plan.
once in the body from a mount, and I was scared if I hit him in the face, he'll tap, so I hit him in the body, and I wanted him to turn and give me his back so I can set up the fucking fucking truck position or whatever,
Yeah.
and he just he tapped instantly, and I was like, you piece of shit.
Yeah, because you would have got
robbed
him.
me.
You eventually
Yeah.
would have got him.
He took that fight like last minute notice, and he just did it probably for the money, and he was just so scared because I was UFC vet and I had way more fights than that guy.
Yeah, you could tell that guy just shelled up.
Yeah.
But he was a last minute guy. You were supposed to fight someone else, right?
Yeah. I fucking forget. I don't know. It was
can't remember
ages
who you were
ago.
supposed
But
to
yeah, I
fight.
was supposed to fight somebody else. I remember he took that fight on like a week notice, though.
Yeah. So kudos to him for stepping in there, but he was out of his league. And then I remember Major come up to me and he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know. He said something like he was gonna give you your fucking blue belt or something if you twisted him or some shit. Or I don't remember. It was something.
Yeah, I
like
ruined that one.
And you're like, I was trying. It's like, meanwhile, we're all afraid to death about fighting, and you're just trying to fucking twister this dude.
No, but like if you know, like certain guys you get matched up with. Well, eventually, if you have enough fights, you know the level of certain guys. So if you get matched up with some guys, you're like, yeah, I can maybe try something new. Like same like when you roll, you have way more jiu-jitsu experience than me. If you roll with a blue belt or purple belt, you probably work your game out and you want to try out some new shit, or you work it on the lower belt guys. And so it's the same in fighting, right?
But the interesting thing about you, dude, is that you fought every spectrum of the level. You had you fought in the UFC against Max Holloway when he was young, which is fucking crazy.
I hate that. I hate reminding because it was such a.
I know, dude, but it's one of those things.
It's like, if I would have won that, it would change my life.
Oh, but it's one of those things that you stepped in there, you fought. Back then, nobody knew he was going to be shit,
Yeah.
right? I mean, to be fair to you, you've had fucking 60 fights since then or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
probably across all the
That
disciplines.
was like January 2014 is when I fought in the UFC.
You were still pretty new to the whole thing. You said you started training in 2010, right?
So my first fight was June 2010, and I made my pro MMA debut August 2010. And then I fought in the UFC, and I literally started training just a few months before I started fighting.
So 4 years in, you started fighting in the UFC.
Yeah.
That's fucking fast, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even let my wife fight until she's trained for 5 years, amateur.
Man, it was funny when I was in Florida. I remember there were some guys I talked to. They're like, I'm not going to make my pro debut until I become a black belt. And there's a lot of guys who have that mentality that they feel they need to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu before they go pro in MMA, which is smart. That's good. But I'm like, that's going to take forever.
Well, that's kind of an arbitrary qualification because MMA is so complex.
Yeah, it's so different now.
But I think you can get away with 5 years. But I'm a fan of people having a lot of amateur fights. You know, that's the one. Boxing fucking sucks most of the time, right? Like the whole just sport of it. The fights are great, but just the way that it's run.
Yeah, because there's too much politics.
Too many champions, too many fucking weight classes. It just gets muddy, right? But I mean, of course, the best thing about MMA is you always get good fights.
Yeah.
Like especially like the high level MMA, UFC. But
even low level fights are exciting as fuck.
Oh yeah, I know people. Ron's fucking. I was gonna call him white trash, but he's Chinese, so I don't know if I can call that without getting the podcast fucking flagged. But he only likes bum fights. He just wants to watch the chaos, right? He doesn't want to see. He'll boo if the fight's technical and shit. He just starts. He's like a drunk American.
Yo, he must have loved then, was it when Damian Maia and Askren fought each other? Everybody thought it was going to be a super technical ground battle.
Oh, he was wasted. I was there with him. And Major. I was there with Major, too.
She's like, no.
Dude,
They're so mad.
Dude, the whole thing was fucking weird, right? Because me and Major go, and it's me and Major and his wife and my wife. And I think Ron and a couple other guys that I trained Stephen Langdown were all there. And we're sitting there, and we're fucking wasted, right? And then right as the main event comes on, we get paraded on by this group of Brazilians. Like, we had 6 of the Brazilian Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructors across Singapore. They were all fucking drunk, like, cheering on Damian Maia. And me and Major, like, trying to sit there and talk shit. But we got these vocal-ass Brazilians that are, like, screaming, die, die, die at fucking Ben Askren, you know, whatever that fucking chant that they scream in Portuguese is. It was wild shit.
Fuck. Man, yeah, what just happened? Last night was 1FC.
Oh, yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah,
Congrats to Tiffany T.O.
Yeah, Tiffany.
She's the number 1 contender now, right?
Yeah, for sure. But, yeah, I hope she just finished her contract. I would love to see her go to the UFC. I feel like
she's
top 30.
9-1 now.
I feel like at her weight division right now, she's top 30 in the world.
Well, they don't have that weight division in the UFC.
What, strawweight?
Yeah. So
They got strawweights, right?
no, what is she? No, they don't have atom weight, right?
No, she's a strawweight, though.
She's a strawweight. Oh, okay, so they do have that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking the one below her, but they do have the atom weight, right?
No,
that's
UFC
one.
doesn't have
That's what I mean. That one has it. That
Yeah,
UFC
one
does,
has atom weight.
That's Angela Lee's weight, right?
Yeah. Well,
Tiffany's a big girl, man.
yeah, Tiffany's strong.
Bro, her fucking shoulders are so wide. She's so strong.
Yeah, she's jacked.
Yeah, man. Fuck, I don't know how she makes that weight. But she looked great because that first round was rough. Did you see the fight? You were there.
She got in that,
you were there, right?
That was no, I wasn't there because only the coronavirus.
They closed it down.
Closed it off, so only her cornerman there. I wasn't cornering, but that Japanese girl's really good in that scarf hold position.
Yeah, dude.
And she had her in that scarf hold for like BL. She's been training that. Well, Major's got her training that for like how to defend it and get out of it.
Because she does it all the time, so you can
so
see the video.
Exactly. That was like one trick pony. Japanese stick to their game plan, and that was what she was trying to do.
She was doing crazy shit. She was like turning her back all the time to try and set that up, like turning her back with a 2-on-1, like almost like a Russian tie, and then trying to drag her to the ground with it. I mean, the first round she got her. Yeah. Dude, that was a tight scarf hold. Like, fuck, man. She knew how to control that position really well.
Like you said, that's her specialty. That's like one thing she's good at. So.
Then that she does the Americana, right, from the scarf hold.
With the legs.
Yeah, dude. But Tiffany shut her down in the second and third round.
Yeah, she just
peppered her.
Yeah.
But she does not have easy work in front of her if she sticks around.
Oh, yeah, if she fights Panda, it'll be a rematch.
Yeah, it's a rematch. That's the only fight she's lost, right?
Yeah, it's the only fight she's lost. I would like to definitely want to see her, because if she does her camp with Major, the last time she did her camp with Tiger, she had like she bounced away for a little bit, so I'd like to see how she does with her home team, her own coach, and see how she prepares for that. Like differently.
That's a tough task.
Yeah,
that girl is tough, dude.
Beast, yeah,
she's a beast. She drops bombs, man.
Yeah,
she's fucking heavy.
Girl,
Hell yeah, bro. Dude, she throws heat. Throws heat. So I think with her, you got to have really good striking defense. Yeah. You got to have fucking good cardio because she throws hard late.
She does. She does not die.
She's competitive in the fourth and fifth round, so you got to be insanely good shape. Your striking defense has to be on point, and you got to be able to go. Because Tiffany can maybe win an MMA fight, but if she gets stuck in that kickboxing range,
match, if she can't get a takedown, it's gonna be.
And if she gets, if she can push for the takedown the whole fight, you can open up her striking, and then some scrambles on the ground.
You take her down once, then that's like the ultimate fucking master plan to be me. Take me down once. I'm so worried about the takedown, then I get hit with stupid punches.
It changes the game, right?
It changes it completely.
The distance changes the game, everything. But that's the advantage of the MMA fighter, right?
Yeah.
You got to get you training some more grappling, bro. You think your grappling sucks?
Will's
Will's sitting here talking shit about his own grappling, but if you look at his fucking record, he's got like 30-something wins by submission. The vast majority of all of your fights are won by
I always
submission.
open it up with I use my tie clinch, and I open up it ends up the back opens up somehow from standing. I take guys back. Mostly I take people's back standing. That happens from the clinch. It doesn't happen because I take them down and grapple them and work from position to position.
And you can tag them on the feet too, and then transition
I hit
to
them with
a lot
knee,
of
then they kind of then an arm drag them. And I take their back. It's not like the most technical fight.
But dude, if you had some fucking nasty submissions, dude, like a Tony Ferguson Darce choke or something.
I'm too lazy, man.
But you're a kickboxer, man. That's your jam, right?
We were just talking earlier too, like how because how many pro MMA fights you said you had? Two. But you've been training way longer than me. You're a black belt. you say you really enjoy the process of training and coaching more than you do in fighting.
Yeah.
And I'm the complete opposite. I fucking hate training.
Love fighting.
Yeah, I love fighting.
You like it.
I hate cutting weight.
like that
I hate training.
feeling?
I hate the fight camps. I hate showing up. Like, it's the day-to-day. Training
grind.
sucks. It's really, that grind sucks. I don't care what anybody says. Like, it's not.
Well, this is one perspective I want to get on you because you've had so many fights. I think you are easily one of the most prolific fighters in the world right now. Maybe this year is a little bit down compared to last year or whatever the fuck, but your schedule's insane, dude. Like, we were supposed to do this podcast in January, and then you were like, oh, I took a fight, got to go. And I was like, dude, yeah, because you fight every fucking month. You got bills to pay, you got shit to do.
Yeah.
But I was like, one of the things I wanted to ask you about is, I'm sure you still get anxiety and stuff before the fights. You always get the nerves. But when did it start to shift for you for like, because I always tell a story on the podcast, like I had 2 fight or flight responses when I fought, right? The very first time I ever had a amateur fight, I got the fight or flight response, like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And that feeling of like, I was like, I'm going to climb out the window. I'm fucking gone. I'm going to change my name. I don't give a fuck. And then you go in and you do the damn thing. The next 3 fights, I felt okay. And then when I made my pro debut, I got that feeling again, like, I got to get the fuck out of here, get out of the window, like, change my name, the whole.
Now I don't get anxiety, like, I don't even get it at the weigh-ins. I don't get it the week before. I only get it now when I show up to the stadium.
The walk-in?
Like, just when I'm at the stadium and I'm just waiting for me to get called. I do this crazy rocking thing. I rock a lot.
You look like you're fucking pissed right now.
Yeah, I look like I'm a sociopath, bro.
Yeah.
But
I do this thing where I hug myself and rock.
I seriously, I rock before every fight. And it only starts when I get to the stadium. But as soon as my name gets called, I start walking out. Oh, I relax. It's okay. It's fine. But that waiting period from like when you show up to the stadium, because some shows make you show up 5 hours before the show even starts, and you'd be waiting for hours just to like for the show to start and for you to fight. And nowadays, I'm almost always co-main or main event.
Yeah.
And it fucking sucks. It's just like,
it sucks?
I'd rather fight first. Let me get out of the way,
done.
and I want to go home. I want to get my paycheck.
Yeah, because you got to sit there for all the beginning and all.
Yeah, and it's hours. It's literally hours. Yeah. So that part is what sucks. Like, that's where I feel anxiety, the emotions.
It's hilarious that you find the wait more annoying than the violence of the fucking fight.
But the fight's...
You're like, but this wait.
The fight's still like fun. It's like, okay, because I don't think about the crowd anymore.
That's your craft, right? I mean, that's your shit.
Yeah, because eventually like after a while, like I think after like 20 fights in, I started blocking out the crowd. I don't really hear anything. I just hear my cornerman. It's like I'm fighting in front of nobody.
Now you're just working, right?
It's
putting in the work.
Yeah, it's just fun.
The last fight that I had, which would have been my 6th in total, that shit finally went away. Yeah, I think it was because I was confident enough in my skill to be like, okay, like.
But it's good to hit you at number 6 because most people have to hit double digits before they get that comfortability completely.
Yeah, that last time I was relaxed, but every other time before that, it was pretty fucking dodgy. Yeah. I didn't know exactly. Tons of stress, tons of anxiety, and then the whole thing, like. I was always drawn more to coaching. I'm that fucking guy, the guy at the gym that like the white or the blue belt that just sits there and talks to everybody about technique. And that annoying motherfucker who won't shut up about all that stuff, that doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. I was that guy, right? I was that guy for like half my fucking life. So I just love the actual process of like doing the work, drilling, coming up, even for me, because I used to be a teacher. So a lot of it, like actually drawing up a curriculum for a year, like thinking about like, okay, I'm going to cover these guards, these techniques for months, and then we start to transition into these and creating a plan for that across like the Muay Thai classes, the MMA. I find that shit interesting.
Yeah, and I love the scientist. You're like, ooh,
because I'm creating a program, right? And as my business runs, I start to realize how important teaching and creating like a long-term program is, rather than just rolling up and fucking teaching what you saw on the internet that day or whatever.
The more I get into coaching, the more I realize I actually do have to plan shit out. I need to build a curriculum, and I've never actually done that. And it probably because I was talking to Major so much.
He does that.
Yeah, he talks about his curriculum.
In class.
I see what he does with his MMA and jiu-jitsu and stuff, and I realize I need to start building a curriculum. I coach mostly Muay Thai and boxing. I do a little bit of MMA or jiu-jitsu, like if I need to fill in for somebody or something. But I was never really thought of shit in a curriculum, breaking down shit step by step. So sometimes I'll literally, back in the day, I'll show up to a class, I'll be like, what do I feel like? Let's work some head movement shit today. I'll just be
if you're filling in, that's, I mean, it's whatever. You know? I mean, that's.
But I've always been like a part-time coach. I'm just going to show up someplace.
Totally. You're a fighter, dude. Yeah. You have fucking 100 fights. How many, what's the total again?
118, yeah.
118. Son of a bitch, dude. I mean, you're a fucking gangster, dude. That is insane. And you fought You fought Lethwei, you fought bare knuckle. I want to ask you, what's your highlight of your career? Like, what's the most insane fight, or what's the most crazy? When you can look back and be like, dude, that one was fucking epic. Like, what's that for you?
One of the most insane fights, probably last time I fought in Korea. It was an MMA fight. I fought this. You know Shafiq the Slasher? Shafiq?
Yeah.
So Shafiq fought this guy in Rebel FC. And me and Shafiq used to be old training partners. He's a guy from Korean Top Team. And the promoter of Top FC in Korea is the owner of Korean Top Team.
Oh, okay.
So I fought there 3 times, and twice it's been against Korean Top Team guys. And I won my first fight, lost the second one to the Korean Top Team guy, and the third time I fight another Korean Top Team guy. And they're like, if he wins, he goes to UFC. And I had a really good camp. I trained with my friend Emilio Urrutia for that fight, and he was cornering me, and he was. If you ever meet Emilio, or if you ever watch his podcast,
you've probably seen him around. Yeah, he's got a podcast. What's the name of his podcast?
Honey Badger Hour.
Honey Badger Hour.
But
we're gonna get you on one of these days, man. If you're ever in Singapore, let's hook it up.
Yeah, I'll let him know too, because he needs to fucking. He's gonna come back anyways. He always comes back to Singapore. At least once a year.
Get him on here, man. That'd be fucking sick. I saw him. He's had some epic fights. Even one dude. He's a fucking dog, man.
He's lost or won. They've always been dog fights.
He's a fucking dog, man.
He is the most intense person.
That fight with Lee Kai Wen in one. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
bro.
Well, the crazy thing is, I trained at Lee Kai Wen. I was coaching at Lee Kai Wen's gym for like 3 months. I cornered him like a month before he fought Emilio. Like I cornered him.
You cornered him before?
Yeah.
Dude, he's cool.
Huh?
No, he's cool. Me and Major ran into him when Major fought Boku. We were cutting weight at Pure Fitness or something because they had a cage there. And then it was the week of the fight, and then he rolled up and no fucking English at all. And
he's a little bit better now.
Now he can. Yeah. But dude, this was like in 2000, 4 years ago or some shit like that. But he's fucking cool.
Yeah, no, he's a chill dude, and he goes to Alpha Male in Sacramento a lot. Yeah. But
he's a beast too, man. He's a fucking beast.
Yeah, no, he's a monster. He's the one. He's
got
so
dynamite,
athletic.
dude. Yeah,
he's so explosive. Yeah.
But that fight with him and Emilio was fucking.
Oh, it was fire.
Yeah. That shit
and I was just like, that's like my student.
Dude, that's a cool thing that you're seeing two fucking savages throw down, man. Because you even watch them every time they hit each other. They're just like, let's go. Someone's going down, motherfucker.
Yeah, somebody's going to die.
Yeah, we're both in high gear. But anyway, going back to your story with your...
but Emilio is like the most intense person ever. As intense as his fights is, that's his personality as well. And I remember he was cornering me, and it was just I was getting my ass kicked. I got a gnarly cut over my eye. I was surprised the Koreans didn't stop it. Like, doctor didn't stop it. And then I ended up, I probably lost the first round, almost got knocked out. And then the second round, I started coming back. And then the third round, I ended up catching the back and and when we were clinching, I ended up winning by a rear naked choke.
You dropped him down from the clinch, from the feet, or
I think
took us back into transition?
It was a transition. I arm dragged in the clinch or some shit, and I ended up taking his back. But that was just probably one of the most intense fights I ever had. That was just an MMA fight. But yeah, I fought Lethwei. Lethwei's crazy. Probably my first Lethwei fight was really crazy because first time you ever get hit bare knuckle, like in an actual pro fight. Like, I've had little street fights or whatever.
You can't really train for that though, right?
No, it's like I remember I was like trying to shoulder rolling, and I remember he hit me on my like my back here, on the back of my shoulder. Yeah. And it was so bruised. I remember even in the fight, I was thinking, "Oh, that hurts."
Just numb your arm up.
Yeah, like it was like, "Oh, that really hurt." Like, and like usually you have the adrenaline pumping in your fight, you can't feel anything, but there's some shit when you get hit, you're like, you feel it clearly. Like,
even like in non-vital parts, right?
Yeah, and it was just like, ooh. And I just remember after the fight, it was so sore, and it was we ended up fighting to a draw. I fought this Burmese guy to a draw because in Lethwei, there's no knockout. It's an automatic draw in the traditional rules. Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you think you won or was pretty close?
No, I definitely won. If it was like by points, I definitely won that fight. But it was 5 rounds, and I took a few really big shots from my...
What about the kicks or the headbutts? Have you taken a good headbutt?
Yeah. My second Lethwei fight, I lost by cut. I got headbutt. And it was literally the last round. Yeah, last round. Last 30 seconds of the last round, I got cut from a headbutt. And it was such a gnarly cut, I couldn't even be mad when the doctor stopped it. Because if it was 30 seconds more, it would have been a draw.
Did it? Oh, shit.
It would have been a draw. But because it wasn't going to be, but the doctor stopped it, so it's like a TKO loss.
Did it daze you, or was it just a cut?
No, it was just a gnarly cut, but I was like gushing blood.
What's your opinion on the headbutt?
I like it. Like, it's real. It's real. Like, that's
do you think, for sure it's fighting, but do you think it does more damage to the user than the I mean, I know
No.
the goal is to hit the fucking hard part of your head into the soft part of the face,
So,
ideally, right?
Yeah.
That's
So you hit above your hairline. You're supposed to headbutt
like
up
right,
top
right
top
there
part of the head.
on the camera. Like
You're not supposed to headbutt with your forehead. A lot of people think you'll headbutt like this.
it's here,
But
you're actually like going up, kind of, right? That's
And
like you.
What's funny is people think
plumb the
because I'm
head.
tall, I'm advantage, or actually, but it's hard for me to headbutt guys. It's easy for shorter guys are a little bit
Oh,
shorter
yeah,
than
to
me,
come up.
to come up and headbutt.
Because that's the difference is that
I
the
can't
tie
clinch plumb. I can't plumb anymore. When
'Cause
I
they
tie
shoot
clinch
that
plumb,
fucking
they'll
head
shoot.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
So
Yeah, that-
I had to like adapt my clinch and use my arm over. But same thing too. They can take your back and suplex you in Lethwei.
Dude,
they
it's
can
so
do any
fucking
throws or any sweeps.
I
at it.
know, dude. It's fucking sweet. I'm not even mad at it at all. Like, part of
It's
me is like,
crazy.
this is fucking barbaric, like a little bitch, and then
Nah.
part of me is like, dude, fucking.
Dude, it's
headbutt
Valley
to the
Tudo.
face.
It's really
Yeah.
it's old school Valley Tudo, but just no ground game.
Well, I said that I think the next logical extension is there's going to be an MMA version of that.
Valley Tudo's coming.
Valley Tudo's coming back. It's going to be bare knuckle with
So-
headbutts, MMA, everything goes. And then here's another game changer with that: the fucking submission
Oh, yeah,
game
no
when
glove.
you
No
no
gloves.
glove. Hell
Yes.
yeah, son! You throw those fucking shots with that padded up, just
Honestly,
wrap.
I think a lot of Valley Tudo fights will be, well, at least in back in the day in Brazil, they weren't grappling matches. They were just guys going, yeah, they'll throw one or two shots, but then they end up grappling, and then
Just open
there's
it
no,
up.
There's
Open
no
it up,
strikes being
right?
thrown. It's just, you see fluid submissions.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Dude. In the next couple of years, there's going to be like a
So,
bare knuckle boxing.
TFC, Thailand Fighting Championship.
Oh yeah, get
my
on,
show.
get on it, dude. This
Yeah,
is your
so
show,
I'm
right?
looking for a sponsor. If as soon as I can, I just can't afford it right now because I have to be able to. Right now, we don't pay that well because it's a small show that fighters use to build the record to get.
How
on
many
bigger
shows have you done?
We've done four.
So you're still pretty
four
neat.
big shows, but we've done 2 fight nights. So we've had 6 shows so far.
Nice. So you're building it.
Yeah, I'm building it slowly, and as soon as I can get like a decent sponsor, I want to bring Valley Tudo back to Asia.
Nice.
Like,
So
or
that's-
to,
dude,
to
get-
Asian or to the,
For
'cause-
sure.
Yeah, so that's a plan for TFC at least. Yeah.
That's a good move, dude, because no one's doing it. It's coming.
Yeah.
I can see the writing on the wall.
Oh, 100%.
Because you can see that it's moving that way. It's
Bare
moving in that
knuckle and
direction.
Lethwei's blowing up right now, and I feel and it's not Lethwei's on Fight Pass right now. BKFC's in America, BKB's in London. The shows are all usually sold out in London. I fought for that one twice.
And
so-
calling it Valley Tudo is the move too, because like Lethwei has a historical culture, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with like even bare knuckle, right?
Valley Tudo too. That was 80s and 90s.
That's
right?
what I mean.
Yeah.
So bring it back to like fucking, Vanderlei
UFC
Silva
1.
headbutting people in the
Yeah.
guard and shit. No, I was just talking to someone today about like that used to be legal in the UFC. Mark Coleman used to fucking headbutt people.
Ken Shamrock would be sitting in the guy's guard and just
Yeah, dude.
Drop his
You
head.
get on top in the guard, you tie up the hands with
Yep.
your hands. You fucking there's nothing else between your
Yep.
fucking forehead and
it
their
changes.
nose.
But like
Dude,
as soon as
like-
guys start training for it, then it won't be. It's dangerous. Like UFC 1 is probably more, it was more dangerous because guys didn't know how to train MMA.
Yeah.
But now, if you know what the rules are, you know how to defend sock kicks, know how to defend ground and knees. Like in 1FC, there's ground and knees. You don't actually see very many ground and knees in 1FC.
Because people know how to
They,
defend it.
they start realizing it, they start training for it. But so as soon as people start training for headbutts, which you're starting to see in Lethwei as well, then you're probably not going to be as brutal, Like, yeah.
You think most of the finishes from headbutts are from cuts?
Probably from cuts, I would think. I just remember how I got. I've seen a few videos on
Knockout
YouTube.
headbutts.
I've seen
You've
a few videos.
I've seen a couple of those.
But like, Lethwei's crazy because it's usually the traditional rules. I like what the WLC's doing, the World Lethwei Championship.
yeah. That's Major's one of the referees for them, right?
Yeah,
And judges.
I like what they're doing because they're actually they took out the timeout rule, and so people don't know in Lethwei, if anytime you get knocked out before the last round, you can time out and you get a 2-minute break
Really?
to fucking revive yourself.
You can call a timeout, like
literally.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You get one timeout, and
What?
bro,
What?
so like you've actually seen
Am I
guys.
the only one that's like, wait, you could just like be like, fuck, I got rocked. Hold on. And then
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. Just take,
And so you
chill
get-
out for a minute.
So you got 2 minutes because in between rounds in Lethwei, you got 2-minute breaks. 3-minute rounds, 2-minute breaks.
Yeah.
And then at any point you get knocked out, you got one timeout. You
And they got the revival too.
yeah. So then they fucking wake you up.
God,
they
that's
get you back into it.
fucking intense,
So
dude.
most of the time you do see like a headbutt knockout. It's usually after they've used a timeout already. So it's like they're already rocked already.
Yeah.
Definitely not recovered. So I'm actually
How
glad.
long is the timeout?
2 minutes.
Damn, so that's even longer than an MMA break.
Yeah, and even the rounds in between rounds are
Or
2
2 minutes.
So you
That's
might-
kind of sick, actually. I like that.
No, I hate it.
You hate it?
No, I didn't like it
Because you're relying
because
on,
I rely on like good cardio and I
Yeah,
get
good
stronger as the fight goes.
volume,
But,
striker.
like seeing those guys take the 2-minute break, like they come out super fresh, and I'm like, like they really want to see somebody get knocked out.
Yeah. No, your style is more built for like old school,
endurance,
Gracie, like no time limit. Fucking.
Yeah, I need like.
Speaking of, if you don't mind a segueing, you're fighting a fucking open weight. By the way, for the listeners, Will Chope is fucking huge. Dude, when I fought
85.
with you were the same size as me. Now you look like you fucking like could eat half of me. First of all, you're 6'4" and you fought at featherweight. That's fucking insane. I don't know how you survived that. And then I met you, and then you were fighting lightweight, and now you look like a fucking middleweight, dude.
I'm 85
What?
kilos.
You are a middleweight. What the fuck is going on, dude? What are you eating?
Was it Frank Robert, this guy on Instagram I fucking watch? Robert Frank, that's his name. He's like Jack Tan and juicy as fuck.
Jack Tan and juicy as fuck.
I was like, yeah, that's my goal.
So you used to be in featherweight, and now you're giving up, and you're just going open weight because you're like, fuck all this.
Like now I've just been doing catch weights a lot. I definitely still feel like I'm too small to be like a real welterweight, like a UFC welterweight. I don't feel like I'm as big as those guys. A lot of those guys are like 90
Unless
kilos.
you bulk, you could get there, dude. All you got to do is lift weights for 6 months.
Like
and
I could, but I'm just I've never hit 90 kilos in my life. I've never been 90 kilos. And most welterweights are over 90. They walk around over 90 and they cut down diet.
I mean, you're a huge lightweight at this point.
No,
you're
I'm a massive lightweight.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Like I prefer catch weights. Like now I don't even like going good lightweight anymore.
So what, like
72, 75
65?
kilos. Yeah, 160.
Something.
I wish they had a 160 weight class.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Or 165, that would be great. But I feel like 170 is still a little bit too big. But I'm getting there. That's why I'm really trying to up weight. And this open weight fight is just a fun fight in Bangkok. It's like...
Yeah, he told us this story with this guy. What would you call it?
Hide's like the E-Honda off Street Fighter.
So this guy, that's the guy you're fighting?
Yeah.
Is E-Honda from
Hide, and he looks exactly like E-Honda. I swear
He's
to
a
God.
thick boy.
Yeah, he's 110 kilos, but he's 5'8".
So you're 85 kilos and you're 6'4",
Yeah.
and you're fighting a 110 kilo
Japanese guy.
5'8".
That's 5'8".
Sumo wrestler type.
Yeah,
dude.
he looks, but he throws overhands. And
With that kind of weight, he's got that hip, dude. It's all of his weight is in his fucking ass, man. He could throw some.
And he's only had one fight. He's 1-0, professional. But he fought this. It's funny because he fought.
It's MMA fight, right?
Yeah, he said we're fighting MMA. His last fight he won. He took the guy down. It was like second round, I think, and he was kneeing him from side control because ground and knees and soccer kicks are allowed in Full Metal Dojo. So yeah, it's gonna be. I just don't want that big guy to get on top of me.
No, that'd be a problem.
That's gonna suck. Because height doesn't matter when that fool's grappling me.
But if you get on top of him and he's tired,
oh, that's gonna be good. That's
or you
what I
get his
hope.
back when he's tired.
No, I want violence. I want like soccer kick, 12 to 6 elbows. I want to see.
So they soccer kick too.
Yeah, soccer kicks are
and
okay.
ground and knees.
Ground and knees and 12 to 6 elbows okay.
Stomps.
No stomps. No stomps. That's the only thing.
Just wanted to see if anyone's gonna bring it back.
Yeah, stomp. Yeah.
Pride never dies, man.
Valley Tudo, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's fucking aggressive, dude.
Yeah,
Like-
but stomps. I feel like I legitimately think stomps are actually dangerous.
yeah. Soccer kicks, dude.
Soccer kicks
It's
okay.
literally a punt.
No,
Like,
but-
okay, I'm gonna punt your head now.
But soccer kicks, like the way the fights are going and how like that's okay. But a stomp, like you can literally posture up and I don't know. That's like that seems.
Dude, when
not
Major
good.
soccer kicked Bruno Pucci threw his legs to the
Man,
side.
I was
passed
there.
his guard.
I was cornering.
I was
him.
there too. Punted his fucking head.
Yeah, it was so good.
Dude, that would have been a 40-yard field goal if this is American football. His
yeah.
head would have been through the uprights.
But
like, are you kidding
it was
me?
such a crazy angle too, and
Yeah,
he
that
like
he
angled
was
it.
like turning kind of into
Like-
it after the guard pass.
I don't want to say major. I don't want to say it was a lucky kick, but like it was a crazy kick. Like that was like 1 in a million. That shit wouldn't like.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to train to make that shit happen. Like,
Yeah, I know.
so-
Especially with a guard pass, dude. Steven Langdown hit a good fucking soccer kick on somebody too.
Oh,
in one of his
yeah.
fights, dude. Just from, I think his was like up against the fence, like the guy's in a turtle position
Yeah.
up against the fence, and you're standing right. Boom!
Do you ever remember when
dude? Fuck.
So Shannon Weirachai fought last night, but he
Yeah.
lost his split. But
lost.
do you ever remember when Shannon and Mitch Chilson fought each other?
I do remember that.
Yeah, so
was
he
when I
had
was
the
involved
fence. He grabbed the
back-
fence and he was soccer kicking him. That was
Dude.
it. Got overturned to a no contest. There was like some weird open attack rule. I don't
You know,
remember
that's some
those days.
evolved. That's some evolved weirdness.
Evolve
Did you-
FC.
Did you see the Angela Lee slam when she's? Did you think that was legal or
Oh,
we
come
talked
on!
about
They're
that
like,
on the podcast?
suplexes when they
It's illegal, 100%,
they
right?
dislocated or they disqualified this guy named Crisada, this Thai guy who was a Thai national wrestler.
And Christian Lee, they disqualified him too when he
Anybody
fought.
for a suplex, but Angela Lee does it. She's like the
I
Ronda
know.
Rousey.
Clearly a suplex.
Yeah.
And that suplex is what led to the finish.
Yeah. No.
That started the finishing sequence. That was weird. And you could clearly see.
Come
and like,
on.
I'm not against Angela Lee because like I think she's a fucking beast. Like I got no issues.
Yeah,
with that.
and actually, I think the rule, and I think the rule's stupid. But the fact is, they have the rule.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna make the rule, you got to enforce it equally across the board.
Plus, do that. Make it no contest or whatever. Do the rematch again, even bigger.
Yes.
Because like she's still. I don't think it should be illegal. And
No.
it's a dominant move. And if you hit somebody with a suplex and rock them and then finish them, and they're like, you can't do it. And you're like, but it's a fucking.
What was the
it builds
reason
the
for
hype
making
even
it
more.
illegal? Like they don't want guys getting spiked on their neck or some shit.
I guess so, but I think dude,
But
it's
it's like,
MMA.
okay, we allow ground and knees and 12 to 6
head
elbows.
Head kicks? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but no, it's so. There's such a weird contradiction. ONE FC.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The grounded knees and turtle knees, but
they,
then
they allow ground and knees and they allow 12 to 6 elbows, but they don't allow.
they allow 12 to 6.
Yeah, they still allow 12 to 6
I didn't even
elbows.
know that.
Yeah, all elbows are legal.
I didn't
But
even know
you
that.
can't hit the
You
back of the
never
head, of
see
course.
that anyone doing that though.
It's hard because if you 12 to 6 elbow, you get taken down. It's easy to
Yeah,
get taken down.
but even from the mount, I'm surprised you don't see people like that. John Jones
Oh,
on
yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Hamill,
yeah.
like dropping it
Yeah.
down in the fucking eye socket. You know what I mean?
my
Like
my
coming
last
down.
TFC, this Malaysian guy, he got a point deducted because he was 12 to 6 elbow.
Oh yeah, right in the eye socket, dude. Coming
But
down,
I was like,
breaking the bricks.
it's weird too because if you like even in the UFC, if you unified rules, if you throw it from an angle, it's not 12 to 6, but it's like this weird. I leave it to referees' discretion, you know. So it's like,
yeah, the rules are a problem, right?
yeah, it's weird because I don't feel like they're dangerous either, you know.
Yeah, me neither. Who do you think won that John Jones Dominic Reyes fight? Did you watch that?
Oh no, I didn't see, but I just watched the highlight. But I heard everybody complaining because the John Jones won 4th and 5th round. I probably believe that.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
then,
much what you expect, I
Dominic
think.
Reyes won the first 3 rounds. I'm like, oh, okay, but
The judging,
even
dude.
mad.
It's the judging for all of this kind of
Yeah.
shit. Because then now, you probably fought under every rule set. Literally every. You've done
almost.
Pride rule
Yeah,
sets.
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, I think you've actually fought under every fucking rule set. Dude, you are one of the most uniquely experienced.
Because even Pro Sanda, I fought Pro
Dude,
Sanda.
you've got to start an academy, man, because you are one of the most uniquely experienced fighters on the planet. There's nobody that's fought. I can name 6 or 8 different disciplines that you've done. Kickboxing, you've done Muay Thai, you've done Lethwei, bare knuckle, MMA, boxing, jiu-jitsu. You done a wrestling competition?
Nah, I haven't done. Oh no, well I mean, I guess if you count junior high school,
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
that's America wrestling right there.
Dude, we
but
got to
that
get
was
you
a long
loving
time ago.
wrestling, taking people down. Fucking.
I'm too tall, getting underneath. I'm level changing, man. That shit hurts my back. I'm old.
Those are the fighters though that have tons of longevity. Like if you look at the fighters that have 100 to 200 to 300, like Dan Severn.
So part of my whole mentality about gaining weight right now, because my idol is Dan Severn, 100 plus fights. His
Yeah.
last professional fight was when he's 52 years old.
Yeah, I know that's
But
crazy.
I love fighting, but I hate cutting weight. That's part.
So you're just trying to get to the point
Yeah.
where.
So like the cutting weight is what burned me out. Like I'm actually kind of taking a break this year. I'm not fighting as much. I'm trying to build TFC and I'm trying to coach. I'm only gonna have like maybe 4 or 5 fights this year, but and it's probably because it's the weight, because that shit burned me out. So, but if I want to have a long career and fight until my 40s, I gotta fight heavier weight classes. That's all the
Yeah.
guys with over 100 fights. They're all heavier. They're all big guys. So
It's that body, right? Like, I mean, your body's dense. You can absorb impact, but
Yeah.
they're also they're grapplers, man.
Yeah,
Like,
they're grapplers,
In
yeah.
MMA, like you get those Thai guys, but with hundreds of fights, but then they retire at 20-something.
yep, they have
But-
100 fights by the time they're 18. You know.
But there's something to be said about the Dan Severn type. Travis Fulton,
Yeah.
he's the number one, right? He's got the
Yeah.
most all fights all time.
Travis Fulton,
300.
he's a crazy guy. Yeah, 300 and
Grappling.
something, Yeah.
Right? Like Dan Severn, same thing. Those guys later on in their life tend to favor that style because there's less explosive dynamic movement. So, I mean, you can control people. Dude, there's some fucking 40, 50-year-old wrestlers
Man, that's the thing,
who will
though.
tie you in a fucking knot. But
And they'll
there's
just
fast
stay there.
twitch, though,
Like,
at 40 or 50.
If
will
you
slow
watch
down.
Dan Severn, like to the casual fan, he'd be a very boring fighter. But he does what works for him. He's consistent, and like you know what he's gonna do, and and he doesn't get stopped, and that's how he wins. So.
But you know who never survives is the 45-year-old fucking explosive counter striker.
Oh, no.
Ever.
No,
Ever.
They're never
'Cause
fast
it's that
enough,
fast
never-
twitch.
they lose their-
That goes away, but there's other things you can do to mitigate. Damian Maya. I mean, who the fuck is a better example than Damian Maya?
Yeah, perfect.
41,
He's
42 years old, whatever the fuck.
And he's still
top
kicking.
five.
He's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw him here training. I told you, we spoke about it earlier. He came here to train for that fight. Dude, he was, first of all, he was fast even on the feet still. But his grappling was just fucking next level. I mean, and he was getting Shark Tank the whole time. People were actually like pushing him. This was 4 or 5 days before the fight. He had a team of like 6 or 8 Brazilians here, Shark Tanking him. Like, this is a grappling round. This is a jiu-jitsu round.
Fuck yeah.
Here you start on the feet. This guy's fresh. Now you move to the wrestling exchange. Start fresh. Now you're on the ground, fresh. And then Every time. That was like 4 or 5 days before the fight.
Awesome.
And he's still durable. He still can take a punch.
Man, that's how a lot of guys who don't fight full time, they don't think that they need to still train hard. They're like a week before the fight. Like week out, you still got to be doing hard training. Obviously not stupid training. You're not getting punched in the head and taking brain damage but you still got to always still push yourself and have hard S&C rounds or getting hard grappling and stuff to stay in shape. And a lot of fighters, even in America, I talk to, they have like less than 10 fights. They won't train a week before their fight. I'm like, wait,
no. A week?
Yeah, like I've had guys
couple
actually
days.
tell me that.
A
like,
week?
But I was like, yeah, like,
that's enough to slip, dude. Your cardio is fragile. It's teetering.
Yeah, cardio, that's the thing. But
that goes away.
It goes up and
your power will stay. Your cardio though, that goes away in a few days. A week.
He's like, oh, I'm just gonna let my body rest. I'm just gonna worry about the weight cut. It's like, what? I don't know.
I mean, you got to be doing something. You got to be doing some kind of active recovery.
Yeah.
You just can't just fucking sit around.
I guess they're just running, or I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
How do you maintain your schedule? Because you fight so frequently. I mean, it's funny because we're having a couple beers, right? And then I was like, but when you came here, I didn't know if you'd want to drink because I know that you got a fight coming up. But then I'm like, you always have a fight coming up. Do you never do anything else?
Yeah, like come on.
I'm like, your experience for, first of all, the actual fight itself, because you're so experienced, but then the actual training itself, because when you have 100 fights, every fight you can't go like 12-month fucking or 12-week 3-month camp where you peak at the perfect time and you never do shit. You can't do that for 100 fights.
That's probably why I do have so many losses. Like, well, I don't have so many, but like my MMA record, I'm 40 wins, 16 losses. But probably most of those 16 losses is because I never peaked and didn't have a full fight camp, or I took a fight like a short notice. Or
you're fighting with such frequency, like life gets in the way. Like shit, you have 4 fucking kids, dude. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
you got to feed those kids.
Crazy
bro.
shit happens.
Take care of your wife.
There's been times like, man, most of the time I've been around Asia. I've been on tourist visas, just bouncing around, doing visa runs, just fighting here, training here, do short-term little training jobs or coaching jobs. Like I'll go to China for like 2 months, coach, bounce, go back to Thailand, and then live off of that. But also I'm fighting it while I'm coaching as well. So I'm not always focused on my training. I'm trying to coach and do a job, but also still maintain being in good shape. I always still train with my students wherever I'm at. I'm always training with my students. I always try to hit some pads or do my own S&C or at least go for a run or something. But it's hard to maintain that like peak cardio. I can't maintain that shit year round. So
when you're fighting every month,
it's impossible.
It's gonna be peaks and valleys, right?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I'm just saying, you got to open up an academy someday, man.
One day, but
like, you have such a unique. There's nobody I just
want somebody to take the financial risk for me, and
dude, get somebody. If my fucking gym pops, then I'd do it, man. You have so much unique experience. Like, how many people do you think have fought in all of the disciplines that you've done? Can you name any?
No, I think I honestly do think I'm the only one who's actually done especially there's only 3 or 4 Americans to ever fight Lethwei. And so like that's cool. Like,
who's done Lethwei, bare knuckle boxing, fought in the UFC?
Yeah, like nobody.
Zero.
Zero.
Dude, that's such a unique niche that you occupy.
I should probably fucking wear that. I don't know. That should be my tag to get more sponsors. But
dude, you gotta go online. I think for you it's just exposure because you could be fucking huge. You just need to build your audience, but whether it's on all that kind of shit, because your fucking
I feel like
fight experience is so unique.
Man, my problem too, because I feel like I should be more popular than I am. This is maybe being mad a little bit or something.
Go down the road. You had 100 fights. You fucking can say whatever you want.
But no, it's but when I was gonna make it, that one big fight or that one big opportunity, every fucking big fight that I felt was gonna take me to that next level, I ended up I slipped up, or I just didn't. I ended up losing that fight or something. Something happened. I just didn't win that big fight. That one big fight that I thought was gonna be the next big step, or the next fight that was gonna be the number 1 contender fight, or a belt fight or something. I ended up fucking losing the most key important fights. The fight against Holloway, for example. Fuck, man. And that's my problem. I need to fucking just stay in one place and have a full camp. You fought Max
Holloway what year?
2014, January. 2014.
That's like 4 years into your training. I mean, that's fucking crazy. I mean, he was still young too. But the thing with you, man, is that your experience is different. You are a fucking zero fucks given. You fight everybody. Like any venue, there's nobody that has your unique experience. You just need to find a way to to market that and turn that into something that creates money and wealth for you, because your experience is just so unique. There's not a single motherfucker in the whole world that has in the whole world. You're the only one. You're number one of zero. Like, that's it. Jesus Christ, dude, that's fucking crazy. And then, okay, so how many times do you think you're gonna fight this year? What's the plan for you? Because you're an interesting case also. Sorry to fucking shout like that, but you're one of the only people who fights everywhere. You don't want to sort of lock down on a long-term contract anywhere.
I would only be locked down on a UFC contract. Like, even now, what's cool about Ryzen is Ryzen lets you still fight other places. Bellator, I wouldn't be locked down for Bellator.
You wouldn't take Bellator?
Nah, I've gotten like a offer through a third party for Bellator, and the money wasn't that good to where I feel like I could fight for one championship or Bellator and maybe fight 3 times a year and make the same amount of money fighting 10 times a year for other shows or freelancing and stuff. But I could still make that money fighting 10 times, and I have my freedom. I'm not locked down. I'm not under contract. I'm not like ONE FC. They control basically your social media, how you express yourself. Yeah. I'm not going to have some fucking promotion control how I express myself. You know what I mean? Like nah, like that's not cool. You know, like well, at least in one championship's case. Bellator too, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna be the foreigner. I'm still in Asia, based in Asia, and I gotta travel to America or Europe.
I know, that's the fucked
twice
up thing,
or
right?
3 times a year, and I'm gonna make the same amount of money if I fight. I like having freedom. I love having like I'll make less money and be free.
That's the trick with being the fighter that travels so much, though, right? Is it like it makes it hard to build momentum when you're going across so many different promotions. In some sense, it's liberating, right? Because you have the freedom to just do what you want, go travel the world. You know, like, you don't want to get locked down. But then on the other hand, it's hard to go up a ladder when you're bouncing around so much, fighting this style. But dude, I think the best way to leverage that shit is into a fucking academy, because you have such a unique. Nobody can make up for the experience of
Lanky Madness, BJJ, and Muay Thai or something.
Dude, you got to come up with a name, and you got to fucking. I don't know. You got to figure out a fucking. Dude, you fought everything.
Yeah,
it's the craziest shit of all time, and you've traveled everywhere. I mean, you've been. How many countries have you fought in? If you had to guess.
I think 20 plus now.
20 plus countries. Yeah. That's what you fought in alone.
Yeah, because like this year I'm probably only gonna fight maybe 4 or 5 times, but I fight. So March 28th I fight in fight in Bangkok, and then May 16th I'm gonna fight in Italy again. And I love Italy.
What are those rule sets? Is it MMA?
And both are MMA fights. And then I'll probably fight Western. I do have a Western boxing fight. I'll go in the Philippines later this year, and then I might fight in my own show as well, Thailand Fighting Championship. So I might box in my own event. Just because I'm trying to build my box rec, and I enjoy boxing. I feel like boxing's like a fun game. So it
is a game kind of, right?
Yeah, it's just like it's like tag, you know. Tag.
Yeah, totally. Unless you get fucked up.
Your mom always tagging.
What's your in your opinion? What's the most difficult to fight?
Definitely MMA is definitely the most difficult by far. But it's also my favorite because it's the most freestyle. It's the closest thing you're gonna get to like a street fight,
a real fight.
Like it's a real fight. You got the less. Even in Lethwei, there's a lot of referee interference. Anytime you clinch, they always break up your clinch. You can't go to the ground.
But they allow throws, which is weird.
Yeah, they allow throws, like all sweeps, trips. Like, because in Muay Thai, there's a lot of fouls for certain trips, but you can do any throw you want in Lethwei. So that's kind of cool. But even in the clinch, they'll break it up really fast. I felt like when I fought that Burmese guy in Lethwei, there's a Burmese referee, and they let us clinch the first maybe 2 or 3 times a little bit, but I started landing headbutts, and I felt like I was more dominant in the clinch.
You were landing headbutts?
Yeah, I was landing headbutts, and I have like a little thing where I can put the head over, and I was definitely getting the better of the clinch.
What's the technique? Sorry if you don't mind. What's the technique that you use to headbutt?
Like normal Thai plum is here.
You have it, or you're in it?
So, where I have
you have the Thai plum,
but instead I'll have my hand in front, and I'll really control, and I'll post out. And I'll try to turn the side.
Is that to block too? The reason that you have that?
Yeah, I always have one arm in front because I don't want to get headbutt either. And
so what Will's saying, because this is for the audio too, so you almost have your palm out under your chin. Is that a defensive position? Because if you're clinching people,
so I'm clinching here, and also I can kind of control, and I don't want them to take my back this way with the one.
Because they can suplex, so the path to the back is a real concern. So I'm trying to block it with
my elbow a little bit, and then I turn their head sideways. I usually try to do it fast, though, because I want to headbutt the soft part of their head. Their face.
It'll break like an orbital.
Yeah, like over here because it's much softer and I'm not going to hurt myself.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit easier. and then I can kind of just go crazy, right? So that's what I was doing. I was doing that in the clinch, and I was headbutting the side of his head, and then
Talk right into that mic, dude. I'm afraid we're not picking you
yeah,
up.
so
It's
I was headbutting the side of his head, and then as soon as they saw I was like more, or the Burmese referee saw I was more effective in the clinch, anytime we started clinching later in the fight, he broke it up really fast.
because they're favoring the local guy.
100%. And I was, and they're so biased actually, and that's why you're
Yeah,
starting to
I would
see,
say so.
No,
for sure.
that's why you're starting to see more.
But they're allowed to clinch, right? That's why they break it
Yeah,
up so fast.
why were they breaking up like instantly? As soon as we clinched, they started breaking it up.
Yeah, 'cause
and you can
it's
see
legal.
the fight. It's on YouTube. If people ever want to see, if you type in Will Chope Lethwei, you'll be able to watch it. But yeah, fucking, I was like, this ain't cool. I was like, because they'll see second, third, fourth, later rounds broke up the clinch right away.
Dude, you know what's weird is like, you've been in Asia for how many years?
Well, if you count Guam, I moved to Guam in 2009, but I moved to Asia 2010.
So you've been here for 11 years, and it's weird because you're fighting all the way around in all these countries, and in some sense you're going to be considered the foreign fighter always.
Yeah.
But you fucking live here. You fought. You've trained in this area, this region for so long. Everybody fucking knows you, dude. Like everybody, like every MMA gym, every person that I like talk to that knows anything like knows who you are, and you're always you're the Falong or the Angmo or
I'm
whatever
gonna
the
shit on Matt
fuck.
Polino for a second.
Oh, shit on Polino, dude.
No, I like Polino. I love
shit
you.
on Polino.
I'm supposed to see him later, but
Yes, tag him. I'm gonna tag him in this video if you're shitting on him.
So when Polino, because me and Polino fought each other back in 2015.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
This was actually the first time I ever fought open weight was against Polino.
Oh,
so this is my second open weight fight on the 28th next month. But when me and Polino fought each other, originally we had real bad blood because when he first came to Asia, I felt like he was shitting on Asian MMA back in the day. He was always talking shit about Asian MMA.
Matt Polino's a shit talker, by the way.
He is. But
bro, this guy
we fought
goes
now,
hard.
so I tolerate it. I'm okay with it. But before
Polino's like episode 4 of the podcast or something. If you want to go back and listen to Matt Polino fucking talk about MMA and ramble on and talk shit.
But like when he first came to Asia, because me and him were both coaching in Malaysia at the time, and he was always shitting on about like on Asian MMA, guys aren't good grapplers, aren't good wrestlers, this, and that. And I was like, yo, my whole career has been in Southeast Asia. Like I feel like even though I'm American, I love Asian MMA. Like
you identify with this, right?
I identify. Yeah, Asian MMA is like this is my home. I'm Asia will the kill on my social media.
Who's had more fights in Asia than you? Yeah. Ready, go, and no one. Unless you're in Thailand, like MMA.
Yeah, like MMA.
You've done your whole career here,
almost
dude.
my entire career. Yeah, exactly. And
you fought for more. Seriously, this is probably a fair statement. You have fought in front of more people across multiple countries than any fucking fighter, MMA fighter. Who's got your number of MMA fights in Asia?
No
one.
Nobody.
You're number one, dude. You fought in front of more people than anybody, in more places than anybody. You deserve to be the hometown guy.
So when Polino was here talking shit about like Asian MMA, I was like, oh, I'm gonna calling this guy out. Fuck this guy. Like we're like, yo, Asian MMA, this is my home. This is like, and I felt like I had to defend like the sanctity of Asian MMA, like show them like what's up. Like I'm a product of Asian MMA. I'm not a product of American wrestling. I'm not an American wrestler. I never really trained I trained a little bit when I was in high school, but I moved over to Asia when I was 19 and I was in Guam when I was 18. And even Guam is more like Asia than America.
Yeah.
And so I consider myself like
and your style is Asian.
Yeah,
you got most of your training here.
I really adapted the Thai clinch for MMA.
You told me earlier you're a clinch fighter. That's how you described yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Like, so, yeah. So anytime I feel like, even though like I'm always the foreigner fighting guys in these other countries, anytime I do hear these foreigners or people shit on Asian MMA and stuff, I'm like, nah, I'm still Asian. Like,
so how'd it go with Polino?
I triangled him in the second round.
Oh, but, shit, Polino.
Yo, kudos to Matt Polino because I talked mad shit about him because he won the first round. I had to ask. Oh, he won the first round.
He won the first. He wrestle fuck you for the first round?
Yeah, because we were fighting under soccer kick rules too.
Oh, you could soccer kick.
I really wanted to soccer kick him. So you know,
and in all the years, nothing's changed. You know what I mean?
I really wanted to soccer kick him, and I got so much. I was emotional that fight. I really wanted to like hurt him.
Fuck this dude up.
He just took me down and fucking just kind of grinded me out that first round. Second round, he took me down again, and I was like, fuck this guy. I got to get him off me. And then the triangle opened up, and then
What'd you do? How'd you do the triangle? How'd you set up the triangle?
I think he was going to throw a punch. I don't even remember.
Pin the wrist or something?
No, I think he threw a punch, and I just threw up my leg.
Yeah, okay.
So, I just had a little bit of space.
and talk some shit to go for it, dude. Talk some shit to Polino. He loves it. He loves it, dude.
Nah. We're cool now. We're cool now. But yo, I did not like when people shit on Asian MMA back in like.
Yeah,
and I understand too. That was just personality. Like the more I get to know Polino, the more I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. He's a fucking MMA fanboy.
But yeah,
dude, he knows everything.
Like for me at the time, I've seen some other guy on social media I don't really know well. Another guy I really don't like because he talks some lot of mad shit. Guy from the UK named Shamrock. You know,
Shamrock.
Shamrock.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Shaquem Rock.
Yeah.
But his nickname's Shamrock or whatever. But he's been fighting in Asian MMA now for, he's like 4-0,
yeah, there's a lot of rumors about this guy.
Yeah, but he talks a lot of mad shit too.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
he
like,
does.
yo, you're from the UK. Like, in
Dude,
Asia.
he talked shit to me in a competition one time.
And I'm just like, nah, like I'm not cool with that. You ain't gonna come over to my home and talk
Dude,
shit.
Yeah, that
shit
guy
on
talks
me.
shit.
Yeah.
I was coaching one of my students. I'm not trying to like shit on this guy also, but also fuck that guy. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no.
But I was doing a competition, and Ali, one of my students from Malaysia, he was a blue belt at the time. He's just this little dude. He's fucking good at jiu-jitsu though, but he's this little kind of scrawny guy. He's like just workman class jiu-jitsu, you know. And I'm coaching him from the side, and he's competing against Shamrock. And I just know because his name is unique, so it pops in my head.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I even know him, right? And then in the competition, I'm coaching. And I say, like, you know, whatever the fuck I said, like, hip escape, you know, whatever dumb generic coach thing that you get at jiu-jitsu. I'm like, hip escape, hook escape. And he looks up at me because I've been yelling the coach. And he looks up at me and he goes, not like this. And then he ended up, like, tapping all day like a minute later or something. I was like, you motherfucker.
And, like, I understand that's, like, that Western personality, that Western bravado. And that's in some ways, like, I'm still loud. I'm still, like, a loud American in a lot of regards. But I've been in Asia my entire adult life. So there's some things I just find, you know, there's some things that are Western people do that I think is like, yo, that's disrespectful.
Is he
like,
pro yet?
Yeah, Shamrock's pro. He's 4-0 or 5-0 pro.
Well, we can squash this.
Him, but, like,
we can squash this.
You know what he said? He was
Shamrock,
like,
come on, bro.
He was like, drop down to featherweight and I'll fight you. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. You talking mad shit about me, talking shit about people. Because he has talked shit about me. But then, about me not fighting one of his guys, like one of his teammates. It was so...
Get some, dude. Come on, man.
I
Will Chope's ready to sell this
I was
grudge
like,
match.
yeah, we'll do open weight. Let's go. But
Blow it up. Blow it up, everybody.
I'm big right now.
Share that shit. Share this. I'll release this as a clip. Share it. Let's start a fucking... Get you making Logan Paul money. You know what I'm saying?
But it sucks. I don't even like name dropping people because it makes them more famous.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
But yeah,
It is
whatever.
what it is.
Yeah.
You're just talking real.
But I'm just, real talk like about people, just foreigners coming over to Asia, talk shit. And just talking shit on the scene and being assholes. Like not even being, like you can talk shit in I guess you can't talk shit in a respectful way.
I mean,
But
you can and you can't. But
Yeah.
one's way more interesting to view. That's the trap, right?
Yeah.
You want to watch people just get it. Have you ever had a big feud? What was the biggest? Polino?
Polino.
Was it fucking Polino?
Yeah, so me and Polino,
so
I
funny,
remember there
dude.
was like one thread that had like 300.
You heard that, Polino? You were Will Chope's fiercest fucking rival. He was ready to fuck you
that was
up,
the
dude.
biggest feud. I think we had like some thread on Facebook at one time had like 300 and something comments, like 40 shares. It was
just you guys talking shit?
Just talking mad shit to each other.
Yes.
I was just like,
And you guys have both been on this podcast. That's hilarious.
yeah. No, I know. I saw the episode with him here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I watched it. I was
Oh, well,
like,
if I would have known that, I would have got him talking some shit too. Part 2, motherfuckers. Polino's been training in the gi a little bit, you know. I don't know what
nah,
he's
we're
doing.
cool now. We fought already, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's over. It's squash. Nah, he's a cool guy, man. Dude, he knows his shit because I know my shit. I obsess over this dude. All I do is watch MMA, watch old fights and all that kind of stuff. And I was sitting here talking to him on the podcast, and you know, we met in Malaysia because I was the head coach at Clinch.
Oh yeah. So,
And then he came when I signed to be with them. Like Polino was the other coach, and then a couple weeks after he decided to move and come to Singapore or whatever. But for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we were the coaches of the same team, and shit. That's how I met him. And then I ran into him at SFC, whatever number it was, and
he's doing commentary for him now.
Yeah, and I was the judge and referee for that one. So I ran into him. I was like, dude, come do my podcast for sure. I didn't know he fought you, dude. I would have tried to egg that shit on. But he knew everything. If I reference any fight, if I reference anything, he knew exactly what I'm talking about.
It's crazy. Like my stepdad,
he knows his shit.
About like college football or American football or NBA. He knows stats and points and like how many, like he knows all time. Like he's one of those kind of fans, but for MMA.
Yeah, he knows every fucking obscure random fact.
Yeah.
I was like, you just went on and on.
And
and
I'll
on.
even give like credit because like you're even saying like, oh, I show up in an academy or whatever, but I don't know if I'm a good coach. I think I run okay classes. I think I give guys good work when I run classes, but I don't know how good of a coach I am.
You definitely have invaluable experience.
But
There's no question of
I've
that.
never like built somebody and stuff like that. And Matt doesn't have a lot of pro fight. He has 2 pro fights as well, I think. And but he's a great coach. He does. And a lot of my
He's a good coach for sure.
I've had a lot of former students that I used to coach in Malaysia as well, and even he's coaching at a gym I used to coach at, Juggernaut now.
No.
And so a lot of my former students are his students now, and they love him and respect him. So like if my former students love him and respect him, then
He's hilarious, dude.
Because
Because he's so boisterous. He's so fucking loud, but he's so funny. He gives no fucks. He's a bit like you. That's why I appreciate this podcast, man. It's just like everyone talking shit. No one gives a fuck. Like every person on this podcast has insulted every other person on this fucking podcast. So, but it's all in good fun. It's good stuff, man. And so your open weight fight is when?
March 28th.
March 28th, and that's for who?
Full Metal Dojo.
Is that the only one you got booked at the moment?
And May 16th I fight in Italy for a show called Fight Clubbing and Venator. They're doing a co-promotion.
Those are both MMA?
Italy. Both MMA. Yeah.
Same rule set?
Yeah, no. Well, Full Metal Dojo is like pride rules, soccer, no stomps, but soccer kicks, ground and knees, 12 to 6 elbows, okay. But the one in Italy is unified rules.
Okay.
But yeah.
Then do you have your opponent for that one as well?
Not yet. They haven't given me, but I know for sure I'm on the card because we already signed contract.
Oh, nice.
Agreed. But we just don't know. I just don't have the bow agreement yet. But I fought for them before last year, so I know it's 100%. Yeah.
They cover everything going down there, all that kind of stuff. Where's it at? Is it in Rome?
Pescara, Italy. It's on
Pescara.
the east coast of Italy. I fly to Rome and then I take a 2-hour bus to Pescara,
Oh,
straight from the
interesting.
airport, which is kind of cool. But I loved it. I actually last time I was there, I was in Italy for eight days. I spent like 4 days in Pescara, 4 days in Rome. I liked Pescara better than I liked Rome.
Dude, it's like that when you go away from the main cities.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if you go to France and you go to Paris, you're a fucking asshole. Those people suck. Like, Parisians are awful, man. I'm sorry if you're Parisian out there, but they are some of the worst. But if you go to the countryside, they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you go to New York, in your opinion, you think all Americans are fucking New Yorkers from the Bronx or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You're going to have
Loud, just, you look at me the wrong way.
Dude, they're so aggressive, so overbearing, so loud. But as you start to travel more and more, it becomes easier. The more, you're a fucking pro traveler at this point.
Though, is like, so I've been to London, I've been to Germany.
How many countries have you fought in? I just asked you earlier. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not.
20 plus almost countries. Everywhere in Asia, almost except for like Mongolia.
You fought in the U.S. Was that the Max Holloway fight?
No, I fought.
Where'd you fight
Max
him at?
Holloway in UFC Singapore 1.
That was in Singapore.
The first time.
Oh
UFC came to
shit!
Singapore.
I didn't know it was in Singapore.
Yeah, that was a UFC fight night.
So if they come back to Singapore, you're in the area anyway. Is that something?
I would love to. Like, but I need to. The thing is, to get back in the UFC. I need to be on like a 3-4 fight win streak.
Yeah.
I need to show my work. I need to beat like some fucking contender or prospect.
You had so many fights. Like
I know, but I gotta. It's like I gotta get on. I know the game though. I gotta get on a win streak, and I gotta beat a prospect. And it's like. Anytime I've been on a 3-4 fight win streak, I'm like, ooh, if I win this next fight, that's what I was telling you earlier. I was like, if I win this next fight, maybe some big shit's
what's the
happen.
longest streak of your career though? You've also had a long one.
When I got signed to the UFC, I was on a 14 fight win streak.
14 fights.
Yeah. I think that's my longest. I've had 8 fight win streaks and I've been on the little streaks here and there, but then the ones that fucking really count, I'm like, if I win this next one, I'll probably go back to UFC. And then
yeah, dude, and to get your one UFC fight against Max Holloway.
Yeah.
That no one even knew who that was.
At the time, yeah.
Was he had 2 fights or something?
What was cool is I fought Max Holloway right after he lost a decision to Conor McGregor.
Oh, that was right after that fight.
After. So Conor McGregor, because he tore his ACL when he fought Max Holloway.
Yeah.
And then, and what was funny is Max Holloway is the only one who's lost a decision to McGregor at featherweight.
Yeah.
Because everybody at featherweight, McGregor's knocked out, finished
all of them. Yeah.
But Holloway's the only one he beat by decision, which was kind of cool, I guess.
Because he's so tough. He's so durable. Max Holloway's
tough for real.
Dude, that Dustin Poirier fight, how he survived that shit.
Yeah, Dustin Poirier was hitting
he was hitting them with bombs. He did not give a fuck
Dustin
at all.
Poirier looked a whole weight class bigger, too.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You said he was just a couple inches shorter than you, right?
Yeah, he's 6'1", 6'2", and I'm 6'4".
What were your thoughts about that fight? Like, what did you feel going
First
up with
round,
him? It's interesting, right? Because
I was actually winning the first round up until like the last 30 seconds. He ended up clipping me, and then that changed everything. And then the second round, I came out, and I was real desperate. I was like, oh, I got to take him down. I got to clinch. And I was really trying to close the distance and trying to clinch with him and try to take him down. And then I fucking, he just started picking me apart. And he just moved so well. He has such good lateral movement.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I went from, like, I was on a 14-fight win streak, but, like, a lot of those guys, I'll even say it, were, like, bums, kind of. They're guys I should have beat, you know? There's maybe two guys out of those 14 wins were, like, legit guys. But Max Holloway's entire pro career, he had way less fights than me, but his entire pro career was against, like, A-class fighters.
Yeah, he was, like, 4-0 when he got in the UFC or something.
Yeah,
like,
but
so
he only fought A-class fighters. Even when he was, like, 1-0, he was pro debut, you know? And I only fought maybe, like, 2 or 3 A-class fighters. And so that was...
So it's a big skill jump.
I had more
there.
experience, but he had more experience at the higher levels.
Yeah.
And that I think made a difference. Yeah.
What did you think, like, as he started to rise through the ranks and do all, like, are you happy to have the battle with that guy to just go to have that, share that experience?
Every win he does, I feel like he's raising my stock. I'll be real. I was like, yo, when
Dude,
he became a champ.
You got to share the ring with one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, I shared
That's
the ring
fucking
with
awesome.
one of the champs. So I was like, and I will be lying if I said that didn't help me. Like, later on, that helped me get fights. You fought Max Holloway, I got fights.
He messaged you on talked about you on the Joe Rogan podcast. I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't even take that as
He gave you a
compliment.
shout out.
He was like, oh, my toughest fight to prepare for was Will Chope because he was so tall. I'm like, he's like, oh, how do you get a training partner that's 6'4" at featherweight?
Yeah, you can't. Your fucking body type is insane, dude.
But, like, it wasn't like, oh, Will Chope was super talented and super, like, specialist. It was like, oh, but he was really tall. So,
well,
like,
you're that too.
I know, I was that guy. I was like, I'm just the tall guy.
Dude,
like,
your
God
fucking body, though, like, is ridiculous. I can't believe how fucking huge you are and that you ever made 145 without killing yourself.
I don't. I think if I tried now, I would kill myself. It's just, there's no way it would happen now.
No, it's impossible.
Man, okay,
you're
so
6'4", dude.
I
You
think
could be
part
a
of
fucking...
that was just me being so fucking broke. I was man, a lot of
You just
people
wanted
don't know
all
this.
the advantages.
Back in the day when this is 2011, I was at Puka Top Team. I lived at Puka Top Team for almost a year. I lived right next to Puka Top Team, and I lived in a bamboo hut with all the other Thai trainers. All the Thai trainers had bamboo hut. I lived in that thing for almost a year. No air condition. I was broke as fuck. I could only afford like 2 Thai meals a day. I was fighting. 2011, I fought 22 times that year, and most of those were Muay Thai fights. And I think I had like 4 MMA fights, and it was like literally, but all the rest was Muay Thai. And I was just fighting like every fucking couple of weeks just because I had no money.
With like no experience also because you just started.
Yeah, just started. I was like a little over a year in, and like it was, I was actually like 72 kilos, not because I chose to be. I think it was just when I look back on it, I was like,
afford fucking
probably
food.
I couldn't. Yeah, I was only eating like 2 little small Thai meals a day, and I was training Muay Thai, twice a day. So it was like, yeah, of course I was gonna be that fucking skinny, So I was just a dumb broke kid. I was like, oh, I'd rather do this than live in America, work at a fast food restaurant.
Hell yeah, dude, you made the right decision. I felt the same way.
Definitely. Like at the time too, I always talk about because I'm married, but like 2011 was the last year I was like single. And like that was probably like one of the craziest years. I fought 22 times. I actually won most of them.
22 times?
Yeah, fucking. That was like my record for the business.
That's every
year.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
you fought every 2 weeks for the whole year.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it was funny is like
what the fuck, dude?
Back in the day, because if people know about Phuket, they have Tiger Muay Thai, and you had at the time there was Dragon Muay Thai and Phuket Top Team. And on this one little 3-kilometer road, there was only these 3 gyms. Phuket Top Team just opened up, so they were like the new kids on the block. I was sponsored by them. And before, there was only like 2 restaurants on that road. And this restaurant, Tony's, they probably were the reason I survived because I used to eat there on credit. And anytime I fought Muay Thai, I'd fight Muay Thai, then I'd come in and I'd pay my bill. And then I'd have no money. And I would like fucking sleep in my bamboo hut.
Dude.
And I was like Phuket Top Team, I trained for free and I had the bamboo hut for free. And I was just like literally living like that. I'd get my fight money. I'd go on visa runs if I needed to go for a visa run, and I'd pay off my food bill. And that's how I like fucking lived for almost a year. And yeah, it was retarded.
And I imagined it was several years before that changed much.
Well, 2012 is like when I met my wife, and we ended up having a kid, and that's when I started.
Doing better.
Yeah,
and having a little bit of money.
Like, I can't live like this.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't put her through this.
Yeah.
I was like, I can put myself through this. That's okay, but I can't put her and my kid through this. So I started coaching in Malaysia. I started coaching when I was in 2012 originally, and that's how. Yeah, that's kind of been like my journey, just taking little small jobs. I started getting better fights. I started winning more. started getting better paying fights. And,
it's fucking crazy. Do you think back to what that was like to be? I mean, I think back to what I was like, when I'm 19, 20, and like just trying to figure out, broke, can't afford shit. Although to be fair, I can't afford shit now because I started 2 businesses this year. It's fucking weird, right? Because I was in Malaysia for the year working at Clinch, and then I had to do those visa runs and shit, and then eventually they didn't let me in.
Yeah,
that was the only reason I ever came to Singapore. And then so I'm making decent money there. I was one of the highest paid coaches in Malaysia for sure.
Yeah,
and making decent money. Then I got to come back here. I got no job. No business. I had to move back in with my fucking wife's parents. And I'm American, dude. I haven't lived with my parents since I was 18.
Fuck, same.
So at 30, I had to move back in with my wife's parents. And I just felt like so shit. No money. It was like a reset. It was like a complete life reset.
Yeah.
And you just think, and then I had another one, when you move out like for the first time and you think back to what you were like at that age and how shit everything was. And it's like, isn't it kind of amazing that you actually managed to get to where even you are in the first place?
I don't know how I survived because I don't know if I could do it again. Like, I don't know if I could live without aircon again.
Right? I know. And then you think about yourself training those Thai fucking huts. And
no, like, I was like, that was, like, but when I look back, like, it was the best year of my life. Actually, it was so exciting. I was always busy. I was having so much fun. And I actually didn't feel like I was struggling. But when I look back, I was like, fuck, that was retarded.
But there's something to be said, right, for the amount of sacrifice that you have to do at that point. So, like, in some ways it's shit, but in other ways you're sacrificing for that shit,
but
right?
I was but I had the best time of my life. It was so fun. I already had I've been married. I got married when I was 18. My girlfriend got pregnant when I was my senior year of high school. Right after I graduated, she got pregnant. We had 1 kid. And I was in the military. I ended up getting out of the military when I was 19. I moved over to Thailand. And obviously we don't have a good relationship. We divorced. So we're fucking, we broke up. And she's back in Florida. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to work in fucking America and be like a fast food or work some shitty job. I was like, I got to make fighting work. I was like, this is the only thing I can. I was like, if this doesn't work, like, I got nothing else,
No plan B.
Yeah, like,
right?
Or my plan B, I told you, is like earlier, I said I was joining the French Foreign Legion. I was like, if this doesn't, like, I got to make this work.
Yeah, you told me you basically just decided, okay, I've very little training. I'm just going to go be a fighter.
Yeah.
And then you fucking did it, and you had hundreds of fights. Dude, it's insane. It's insane.
And part of that, too, that dumb mentality, because I didn't know about fighting. I didn't know what it took to do a full fight camp. I was like, I trained for a little bit. I feel in good shape. I'll just fight. And that's what I did. And I saw the Thai guys were fighting, like, Thais fight every month or every couple of weeks as well. Yeah, they don't care. And I was like, oh, well, the Thais can do it, so I can do it. I don't think the Thais are like Mr. Miyagi's. They're not special. They're not special human beings.
They just are raised to very casually toward that type of activity,
so I was like,
right?
I'll just have that same mentality. And it really wasn't a big deal. And when I look back at, like I said, I was having a great time. I didn't feel like I was struggling. I felt like, it's just step by step. I'm working. I'm getting better slowly, and it just happened.
What about injuries and stuff like that? Because you're so active. It's hard to get to a fight without getting at least some kind of injury, let alone with the amount of volume that you could do with your fights.
I think, just training retardedly is what gets people injured. And I've always been like, I got a fight coming up. I can't train retarded. I can't spar retarded. Or,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I saw you sparring on Instagram one time, and I fucking cringed.
I saw you. That was with that Brazilian Fabiano.
Dude, I saw you and this
Fabiano,
dude
you bastard.
Dude, I saw you and this guy throwing heat, and you were like, I'm fighting in 2 weeks. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? Like, dude, you guys were throwing so hard. And I was like, you guys are in a fight. Yeah. Like, Will Chope, you got 100 fights. Save it for when you get paid, bro.
That's because Fabiano, you're listening to this, you bastard. Fucking, so we're in Malaysia, and Muay Fit nowadays, there's not a lot of high-level guys. Back in the day, Muay Fit used to be one of the top
I know
gyms
Muay
in
Fit,
Asia.
yeah.
But nowadays, it's literally Muay Thai fitness gym. It's a fitness gym. It's a good gym. It's fun. It's great people, great atmosphere. But there's not a lot of pro fighters there. And at the time, it's like me and Fabiano were just getting ready for fights. And we got like the worst clip we posted on YouTube. But it was hilarious because we'd only go hard against each other because there's nobody else we'd go hard against. We had to go so easy with our students and with other people. So we're like, all right, we're going to
So you did that because that was the only person you could do that with,
we could do that with. And also he's Brazilian. There's bravado.
Oh,
we both got ego.
They're
we both
down
got
to
bravado.
fight.
Yeah. And he's like not a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. He's a Brazilian Muay Thai fighter.
Muay Thai guy, yeah, they're different.
So we both got bravado. And so we're like, yeah. But you know what? Right after the death, like, all right, let's go fucking, we're so gay. We're like, you want to go watch a movie tonight, bro?
Yeah,
we're roommates.
Only if it's a romantic comedy.
Because we're both coached at Muay Fit, and we shared a house. So it was like, Yeah, we'd go like we always eat together and fucking hang out anyway. So
dude, that's the camaraderie, man. That's the best part. It's the best part. The best part about martial arts, what makes it the best profession to do, is that the community is fucking awesome. Yeah. Because they are willing to seek discomfort in their spare time for the sake of a craft.
I meet the worst people. I've met some of the worst people in the world doing martial arts, promoters or managers or even other fighters. I met pieces of shit or wannabe fighters, but I met some of the best fucking people.
But the people that train, like on the mats, in the academies, all the time, most of those people, dude.
No,
if I travel anywhere, if I go to any country, first place I rock up is a jiu-jitsu gym. Yeah. Because instantly I got homies there, like straight away. You know what I mean? Like they're cool. They'll take me out. They'll show me the shit. You know, especially like you're a pro fighter. Like I'm a black belt. If I show up at a nobody gym where the coach is like a purple belt or a blue belt, that's just teaching some classes a couple days a week, they're fucking stoked. Yeah, dude, they're down. They're tight right away. They'll show you all kinds of cool shit. They'll be super friendly to you. It's the coolest community ever. But I came from a fucking acting community before this, dude. So those guys are fucking crazy. So to me, martial arts people, I'm down with them, man.
You guys are pretty normal compared to those other guys.
These are my peeps, dude. They're always, especially in Singapore too. We were saying earlier, talking about it, that the community here is really cool. Like the martial arts community in Singapore is generally tight. Everybody's working professionals, or parents, or just what people doing their thing.
Yeah,
like,
everybody's just normal. They just do it as a hobby, and like
totally,
I appreciate that. Yeah. But like a lot of people do it, like in other countries, they do it for just pure ego, or I gotta show them a tough guy. They have like little man syndrome in some regard, some aspect of their life. And they gotta show their. I met people like that as well.
Oh yeah, you'll get those, dude. If we spar tomorrow, don't spar with me like that, dude. don't fuck me up like that, man.
That's just because fucking we know each other and we're fucking like. And I mean, me and Fabian, like I just know his person. If you hit him once, kind of clean, he's just gonna try to knock.
It escalates, bro. It escalates.
Yo, it escalates so fast. I'm not always like that, actually. It's just with that.
No, I believe you. But it's like anybody, right? Bastard. Like, dude, when you start sparring, well, I mean, I'm not going to be a fucking bitch and, just like, I'll throw some good stuff in there. But, it's like weird. Like the first time you spar with somebody, it's like a handshake, kind of. Yeah. It's like, all right, let's see what's going on here. Let's touch each other. Like, who's going to escalate this first? Yeah. Who's going to land the first body shot where I'm like, fuck you,
Just like that, huh? It's like that.
Yeah. No, but it always escalates to a good place as long as you're not with dick training partners. But I'm sure you've met some guys.
Fabiano's a dick, though. Like that guy in the video. Yeah, he's a dick, but I love him. But I understand him.
Is he still fighting?
Yeah, he is. He's fighting. He's fighting in London. I think tonight. Yeah.
Tonight.
Or nighttime London time. So
for what promotion?
Like our 4 a.m. It's like a Muay Thai show. I don't forget the fucking name.
Oh, he's only a Muay Thai guy.
Yeah, he fights Muay Thai and K1 and stuff like that. He has a few MMA fights, but he's not like, he prefers striking. So yeah, he's a good guy though. He fought for my show too, Thailand Fighting Championship. Oh, our one video that went viral with like, maybe you saw with a crazy referee jumping and doing a bunch of dumb.
I may have seen it. I've seen a few of those.
There was like.
Well, your referee went crazy.
When our referee went like the referee went crazy and started doing a bunch of dumb shit, and that video went viral. And it was Fabiano's fight that went viral. It was fight of the night, and also the referee was just being like trying to be entertaining and doing crazy shit. And a lot of people
the referee was?
Yeah, the referee was like jumping in, like fucking doing.
He was into it.
Just doing dumb shit.
He was into it, dude.
But he's entertaining.
He was vibing.
Yeah. So it was funny.
So when do you guys do your next show?
April 11th. So soon.
Oh, are you fighting on that one?
No.
The next one.
March 28th I fight, and then April 11th I'm just gonna promote it. We only got 7 fights on our next card, but the next one will probably be October. We'll have a little fight nights in between, but October is when our next like big one will be, and then I'll probably fight that one.
Is it mostly Thai fighters that you're?
No. Our first 2 events were mostly Thai fighters, but because we're doing it in Phuket, we got mostly just the foreigners from the foreign-based gyms doing it.
And this is MMA, MMA, or do you mix the rules?
It's mixed MMA, pro boxing, and we do one Muay Thai fight every show. Because we have my wife. So actually, I was gonna tell you too. I was like, I love that you're doing this gym with your wife, because I feel like I would not be able to do a Thailand Fighting Championship without my wife.
She helps you organize and.
Oh, she does. She's the legal, like she's the promoter. She's the one who got our license with the Sports Authority. We're the first MMA promotion in Thailand to get a license from the Sports Authority and be recognized. So that's cool.
Your wife's getting after it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it without my wife. And I was like, oh, it's cool to see somebody in the combat sports community doing shit with their wife. Because really, there's not many of us.
No, there's none. No. I mean, that's kind of our vibe here. Is like it's like a family gym sort of, right? Because she teaches the kids, I teach the adults. Every fucking day. We also clean the mats and do the admin work, and awesome. We do everything. And there's something to be said for that, because, first of all, it's nice Yeah, everyone wonders about like working with your wife, and they're like, "Oh, is it like this?" I'm like, "No, I mean, most of the time it's actually pretty decent,
Pretty chill. Don't get me wrong. Me and my wife fight.
You get
for
some
sure.
problems. You'll get listen,
But
dude.
I feel like that's like our marriage counseling, sorting out our shit.
Well, I mean, I have a fucking hashtag on Instagram called the Wife Beating Chronicles, and it's just me like hitting Charmaine with liver shots during sparring and shit like that, holding pads.
I feel like I'm getting this out.
Dude, I crushed her this morning. We did. I shouldn't tell these stories because someone's gonna literally think that I'm beating my wife because I tag it like that. But
Yeah.
well, you know, she threw something at me and I just slipped and thought I was gonna miss, and I threw this rear uppercut right under the armpit that fucking lifted her feet off the ground, and I was like, oh god, and her neck was fucked up from doing some kind of rolling with her this morning, and then I started to think afterward, and I'm like, maybe she should find a different career. Does your wife train?
She trains a little bit Muay Thai. She punches.
You hold
like
pads
shit.
for her and stuff?
Yeah, but she punches like shit, but she kicks really good. That's
Okay.
just Thai style. She's just fucking she
Natural
can kick all
born
day,
kicker?
Yeah, she can kick for like good for sure, but she fucking sucks at punching. She's like, I want to learn jiu-jitsu. I was like, nah.
Yeah, teach her some jujitsu, dude.
Nah, fuck that.
That's the move.
First
Come on,
I-
man. You got to find. See, you don't love jujitsu enough. You
Nah,
gotta,
I don't love it enough.
You gotta get on, man. But it's so technical. You can, as you get. How many fights are you gonna have over the next 5 years? You might have to switch that style to wrestling, bro. I'm telling you, that's the
Yeah, it's
move.
clinch wrestling.
That's
not clinching.
that's legit. That's legit, dude. If you hang on, did you watch the Tyson Fury Wilder fight?
I watched the highlight of it.
I mean,
Fuck, I was so sad because I was like pro USA.
yeah, I was on Team Wilder too, dude. That was pretty disappointing.
So sad, yeah.
But you gotta respect Tyson Fury.
No, I
too,
know
you
he fucking made it happen, and yeah, he outclassed him.
And he outclinched him too a lot. Like
Yo,
he would throw a lot, throw
just a
blitz
better
in,
boxer.
then he would hang on him and like smother him, and then pivot and like throw a combination off of the smother, and a lot of leaning on him. It's kind of, I know, hits me in the feels. Fuck you, England, with your two champions
Yeah, I
now.
know. And now that fight needs to happen,
But Wilder will do the rematch clause, I think.
he'll try. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 30 days, so he'll probably do that, and then they'll fight again. And then what if Wilder wins that fight? Then Fury will have the rematch clause.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to do a fourth rubber match, whatever the fuck.
Can we pause this? I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
pouring a beer.
Okay, guys, we're going to pause here. I'm going to get another beer, and then we'll finish up. Okay, thank you. Stronghold Podcast. That's okay, dude. No problem. This is the Stronghold Podcast. We're here with Will Chope, the most fucking insane fighter in all of Asia. And I just asked him the first story. No, because you actually told me a story earlier that was funny, because Tiffany Teo just fought last night.
Yeah.
And you said the Major had you out pretty late doing some drinks last night.
Oh no! I know he messaged me super last minute, and because I was gonna come here, I was gonna come train with you guys before. I don't work on Saturdays, or like I'm only here to do my training camp for the fight, and then he asked me to cover his classes. I was like,
Major, you son of a
yeah,
bitch.
bastard.
You drink until fucking 3 o'clock.
Yeah, they're celebrating Tiffany's win.
Celebrating one of your
Touche.
students' victory. Fuck you.
The audacity, you know.
Exactly. Dude, I got some stories with that guy. I mean, I was just saying on before Major's. I love Major, dude.
Yo,
He's one of the best.
he's a wild man. Major is seriously one of my best friends. Like, I named my son after him. Yeah, my son's. People are like, I'm like, yo, Major's my best friend. I named my son after him.
Yeah,
I did that.
Major's so legit. He's such a good guy. We sat here after our podcast. I was telling you earlier, and drank for like 6 more hours or something. We have one student in common, Faison. You know Faison?
Yeah.
We shout out to Faison because Faison drinks with us both. He goes and does anyway.
Yo, he's such a beast now.
He's a beast, dude.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
I miss when he was a fat kid.
Dude, he's not that kid anymore.
I know, he's jacked.
Straps go up to his fucking forehead.
Like, geez, he's always flexing. He's posting himself. He's like, you fucking
We
faggot.
see what you're doing. We see what you're doing, Faison. But he trains with that. But funnily enough, Faison was one of the only people that commented on our podcast because we drank a bunch of beer. He said, "Oh, too much alcohol." He's muscle and shit. But dude, me and Major sat here for. He came in like 2 hours early. We got wrecked on the podcast. Like wrecked. Like we've had 2. Me and Major had like 10.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I told you, he thought he said something racist, so he might have to go back and delete the podcast. And then we sat here and drank at least for another 4 or 5 hours after that, and just fucking stumbled home. And I'll tell you, funny ass. Did Major ever tell you the story about us hanging out in his gym? After the podcast, I got a Major story for you, but I cannot tell on the podcast because it's so insane. So, like, you give me a story. Let's get Major in trouble. Fuck you, Major. No, that's not you, Major. That's not you, Major.
Man, I don't know.
You travel so much, you must have some fucking insane stories.
I've had a lot of, I don't know if it depends on what you want to hear. I've had a lot of crazy things happen to me in China. Like, just being like fucked up shit. But
Let's
that's
give me
almost.
some highlights, dude. Give me some highlights of your travel, I guess you would say, whether it's fighting.
Yo, I will say one thing. What is man? This is just a statement. But like I've been in Asia my entire adult life. I love Asia. I thought I was always gonna love it. Even as a kid, I used to be like a nerd out and read up and watch shit. And what's funny is like my favorite country is probably Taiwan. Like living in, being, visiting and stuff. I've been to Japan a bunch of times. But after going to Italy, I realized yo, I think I'm just a normal white guy. I love Italy. Italy's my favorite country now, like 100%.
I was there for a couple, 2-3 weeks as well. Same thing, we went all the way through, we went to Naples, we went to some of these, because on the train around all the major cities.
It's everything.
All this fresh food, everybody is outside. I saw nobody on their phones.
Oh.
The town squares are always.
I feel like Italy's still like in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's like in a refreshing, like in a great way. They're still like living in the 90s.
It's very good areas. They talk, they'll come up to you randomly.
Yeah, so nice, so friendly.
Am I too quiet?
You're deep.
My mic is dead? Are we okay now?
Yeah.
Didn't last very long, right?
About
5 minutes. Huh?
4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Shit.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, we may have to cut that out then. I think let's sit down.
Sorry.
Okay, anyway, I asked. Okay, so just edit. We'll edit to where we start talking about the traveling. So I'll hit you up because my mic died right because I think I pushed the button down. So Will, you were saying about Italy that it's one of your favorite places to travel. Why do you like it so much?
Oh man, like just people are so nice and friendly. And this is gonna be funny because I'm married to an Asian woman and I fucking like I love Asian. Like,
Okay, settle down, you son of a bitch. Keep it in your pants.
Stupid. No, but like, but after going to Italy, I was like, whoa, I was like, Italian women, exotic. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, the food is so good. I love pizza. I'm American. We love pizza, pasta, best coffee in the world. Just so much history. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And Italian women are like, Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ, bro.
It's true though, man. It's true. They got them. Dude, everyone's so happy there. We went to this, me and my ex-wife stayed at this place. I can't remember the name of it. We did the whole Pompeii. We went to Pompeii. We went to Naples. We went to Rome. We kind of did a whole little loop or whatever around the
main cities.
Vesuvius. Vesuvius is the mountain that erupted, right? Because you can go all the way around that countryside. And we went to this little bar. And people spoke no English because it's not in the city. It's off to the side, but kind of like barely could speak, like 10% English.
Yeah.
And all we did was just get wrecked on tequila shots. They bought all of our shots. They paid for everything. Like they just wanted somebody to party with. The fact that we showed up and like
two Americans.
yeah,
Hey!
no, because they were off the beaten path, so they're not in the cities. They don't usually get tourists to stop in at the local bar that don't speak any English or anything. They were fucking awesome. Like the whole place was great. So you fought there and you're fighting there again. You liked it so much.
Yeah, so I fought in Pescara, which is like on the east coast, literally the east coast of Italy. Beautiful city, beautiful beach, in a place called Silvi, I had a great time.
How long are you gonna stay this time?
This time I'm gonna stay 2 weeks. I'm gonna
extending it a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend. There's a gym there called Fight Clubbing, and the show is called Fight Clubbing. The same name as their gym, and they're co-promoting with a big show called Venator. Venator FC is the big show, and Mayhem Miller fought for them. I don't know if you know when Mayhem Miller missed weight by 20 something pounds.
Oh yeah,
10 kilos.
I think I saw that
for Venator.
Dude, have you ever been to the Caribbean?
Nah, I've still never been.
I could probably get you a fight in the Caribbean if
What?
you want to do it.
I'm always down, yo.
Dude, I can hook you up with the promoter. He actually came and visited me once in Singapore. So I did my pro debut in Trinidad, right?
Oh, shit.
Because at the time I lived in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
So I was training in London.
What are you doing in St. Lucia though?
Yeah, that's where I just moved there for a year and a half. So I was I lived in
no big deal.
What about Canada? Have you been to Canada?
No, never been.
So I trained in London, Ontario, which is a really big MMA city. Mark Hominick fought Jose Aldo. He trains there. Sam Stout, I don't know if you remember him.
Sam Stout.
He trains there.
He was one of my favorite fighters back
Yeah,
then. He was lanky too,
and fucking threw bombs.
Yeah,
right?
he was a beast.
And Chris Hordeski was there. Chris Clements, he fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in the UFC. So all those guys own this gym called Adrenaline Training Center. It's an old Boss Rutan gym.
Oh shit.
And because Boss was Sean Tompkins' coach. Remember Sean Tompkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the
muscle shirt.
Yeah. No. Sean
no,
Tompkins.
Sean
He was the
Prince.
coach actually of he was a striking coach at Couture, Extreme Couture for a while. You may know him.
I messed up. I was like, oh yeah, Sean
Tompkins.
No,
But he died actually a few years ago.
Who?
Sean Tompkins. It was
Really?
like, in his early 30s, late 30s, 36 or 37. But I trained at that gym and had all these UFC fighters there. And then me and my ex-wife at the time, she got a job offer to go to St. Lucia.
Oh shit.
And while I was down there, but I was training all the time and shit
Yeah.
when I was there because that gym was amazing. And then while I was training in St. Lucia, I got a fight offer to fight in Trinidad because it's just pretty close.
Yeah.
So I go back to Canada, I train for 6 weeks, and then I go to Trinidad to fight. And it's this promotion called CUF, Caribbean Ultimate Fist Fighting. And so that was my pro debut, which was quite fucking weird. I fought this massive Jamaican guy.
Oh shit.
He's like your height. Jack, dude. This is
What
fucking.
weight did you fight at when you fight pro?
That was lightweight.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not really a lightweight. I'm like a medium to low size lightweight. And I just remember looking up at this motherfucker, and there's this picture of me looking like a bitch,
What year
dude.
was that?
This was 2012, I think, is when I made my pro debut.
Oh shit. Because back in the day, like what? There was like only 155 was the lowest back in the day.
Yeah, I was a purple belt then. I don't even know. I mean, that would have been maybe even before the UFC had adopted those weight classes.
Yeah.
But he was a big guy, 6'2", 6'3", fucking jack, cut down from like 180 plus. And there's this picture of me just like looking like, oh my God, don't fucking hurt me. And so I fought the guy, and I took him down. He threw a low kick in the first 5 seconds of the fight. Then he threw a second low kick. I jumped back to avoid the low kick. And when I jumped back, he caught me just with his foot on the thigh, and I landed like sideways and tore the meniscus in my right knee. I like jumped back, and on one leg he kind of clipped me, and then I landed sideways and blew my meniscus right away. And then he kicked me the third time. I took him down right away, spent the rest of the fight like ground and pound on top.
Shit.
And in between the fight, as soon as the fight was over, I stood up I was in his close guard. And I stood up on top, and then I had like no stability in my leg, couldn't walk at all. So the doctor came over in between the round and was like, how you doing? I'm like, well, I definitely can't stand on my leg. And I'm not about to let this dude fucking throw punches at me when I have no stability in my leg. So I lost that fight from a doctor stoppage. But they just tagged me in a video like the other day that they're looking for foreign fighters.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to go down to the Caribbean,
Man, I would love to.
I'll tag you in that post, and
Yeah.
I'll connect you with the guy because he came and visited me when I was coaching at Trifecta. Actually, he was in Singapore.
Oh, nice.
So the promoter.
Yeah, I always like fighting in new places. That's always like the fun thing about travel. I've been in most places in Asia, so if I get these chances to fight in like a new country, I'm always down.
I'll connect you with the promoter.
Yes.
Maybe he can hook because they pay decent.
Oh, that's
and
good.
They did flights and stuff. I don't know about from Singapore, but maybe you guys, if you're around and you can figure something out. 'Cause he does a couple shows a year, so maybe.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I'll hook you up, dude. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Trinidad's awesome, dude.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, it was fucking
Oh,
awesome.
is-
The Caribbean is awesome in general, but it's fucking gangster, dude. Like.
Well, there's a lot of ghettos. That's like
A lot of ghettos.
That's the thing about Guam too. Like a lot of people don't know, Guam has like these two big military bases that are nice, and then there's like this rich little district of Guam.
That's when you were in the military? Was in Guam? You're stationed there?
Guam, and then but the rest of the island is kind of like a third world country. It's like it's really poor. It's like it's a pretty poor place, pretty ghetto. So is Haiti. Like Haiti's ghettos.
Well,
Yeah.
Trinidad back then, I think the year that I fought there was the second most dangerous country in the world. They were actually on mandatory lockdown.
Oh shit.
When I fought there was an enforced military curfew, so you couldn't go out past like 10 o'clock at night or
Just
some
too
shit
many
like
robberies
that.
and just
Yeah,
it
was just fucking insane. So there was a mandatory curfew for
Okay.
everybody.
Let's go there.
Yeah, let's go fight there. What's the worst that can happen? But the promotion was like legit. Like they took care of everybody. Really nice production. They filmed everything. They paid in U.S. dollars.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So hook me up with a story, dude. I gotta get one for the road.
Shit, I don't know.
I'm not trying to.
I feel like I'm on the spot.
No. There's no pressure on it at all. But just if you could go through the catalog.
I feel like we had to end on high notes.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have to be.
Good
I mean
story.
it can be as insane as you want. I got no. There's no fucking.
No, I
censors
think
here,
I'll
bro.
just go with the China story. It was like
Yeah, hit me up.
the last time I fought MMA in China. It was like China versus the world. Like most of the shows in China, when you go fight in China, China is actually a great place to fight in if you're a new fighter or if you're trying to make a living fighting in Asia, because they probably pay the highest on average.
And also their level is still up and coming, right?
Yeah, like I mean, the MMA fighters are still like kind of one dimensional. You do have there's a small handful of really good guys, but I know who those guys are. I've coached
The
in
girls.
China. Yeah,
that's the highest level MMA in the world.
Well,
is some of
yeah.
these women. Zhang Jingnan, Zhang Wei Li, yeah.
Yeah, but the guys are like they might be really great strikers or Sanda fighters. Sanda's like kickboxing with takedowns, but they might not have great jiu-jitsu, but they have good takedowns or something. You know, like
Yeah.
there's all these. So like I can always find a way to expose. Most of the guys I fought in China for MMA, I've always submitted them because they just didn't have the BJJ.
Yeah.
My BJJ ain't great, but for MMA, it's okay, you know. And anyways, I went there to fight in this fucking tier 3 city. So people don't know, like Shanghai, Beijing, or tier 1. Tier 2 would be like the other. Tier 3 is, it's.
But still got a million fucking people or something,
still got a
right?
million people. It's a huge city for like Western standards, but it's still like it's like a poor, like not poor city, but still, I don't know how to say it without being offensive, but
Just go there, dude.
yeah, it's like you're in Asia. This is a third world. It's almost like a third world city, like the mentality and stuff, and just it's backwards. It's Chinese people.
But you didn't know going in, right? You're kind of just seeing this as you're there.
Well, I've been to China a bunch of times before. This was only a year ago, but yeah, I'm fighting in this tier 3 city. Anyways, China versus the world. When I get to China, they take all our passports. And usually they get a copy of my passport, but they never I've took my passport. If they take it, they give it back to me right away. They might take a copy because Chinese Communist government, blah, blah. And they're like, then they hit me up at weigh-ins. They're like, oh, you don't have a work visa or you don't have this specific visa to fight in China. And I was like, yeah. I never have. I fought in China 20 plus times.
Yeah, they brought you in.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I was like, you didn't tell me I need. No.
You're like, I'm here to fight. Like
they're like, you needed this visa. We told you. I was like, no, you didn't. And I sent sent them a picture of my tourist visa.
Yeah.
Because I have a 10-year tourist visa to go to China, in and out of China.
And also, if your promoter should do this, if this has to be done, it's not on you.
Yes, it's not on me. It's on.
You're the employee.
Yeah. So there's
scenario.
there's 10 fighters on the card and we're all from different nationalities. And but it's like I said, China versus the world. 2 of the fighters have lived in China. They have like actual work visas. The other 8 of us were either living there on tourist visas or flew in.
Yeah.
And I flew in from
just
Thailand.
paying you under the table or whatever.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, you don't have this, da-da-da. And they're telling me that maybe the fight's going to get canceled. The show's going to cancel. They're stressing us out. Like, just telling us the whole event might get canceled. It's just like, what? Anyways, we still weighed in. Everybody missed weight. I missed weight.
Everybody missed weight.
Everybody missed weight because I remember the city. They didn't take us to a sauna. They didn't take me to a sauna.
You didn't have a way to cut.
No, I didn't cut weight. I think I was like 7 kilos overweight.
Oh my god!
But
7 kilos.
My opponent was 5 kilos overweight, but I was bigger.
So
he was overweight too, and I was like, oh, they're trying to set me up, but they don't know.
If you're both going to be overweight, you may as well be the most overweight.
Thank God I was the bigger one. So we're both overweight. Everybody else was overweight. Like everybody missed weight on this card.
They just didn't have any infrastructure to cut weight,
nothing.
right?
It was a shit show. But we did our stare downs, whatever. Still going down. It didn't seem like it was a big deal. Nobody seemed to care. And they were making it seem like the event was going to get canceled. And I was like, all right. Well, I was like, if this shit gets canceled, you're still paying me half my show money. I was making a big deal about that.
Hell yeah.
About half my money. And I was talking to the middleman because the middleman who got me the fight, he was there. This Chinese guy who I've worked with before. So anyways, whatever. It's just... We end up going, just after weigh-ins, whatever, we do our thing. I still go eat. And then it's fight day. It's the next day. And I get to, this fight's still happening. I'm like, yeah, of course it's still happening. These fucking guys are full of shit,
Yeah.
And then I was like, they're just trying to stress us out, make us freak out or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. They're trying to get in our head, Because the Chinese guys
you're fighting
seem
a local guy, right?
Yeah, the Chinese guys all seem like they're fighting. They're all hitting pads because Chinese guys will even hit pads.
They're just mind fucking you, dude. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, this visa, I don't know. Maybe we gotta.
So that's what I felt like it was. It was all this huge setup.
Shit.
That's what it felt like from the get go. And
because there was no way this was ever not happening, right?
Yeah.
So they're just saying shit.
So even after weigh-ins night, Chinese guys will hit pads the day of the fight. Even the morning of the fight, they'll hit pads and stuff. Which guys were hitting pads in the hall of the hotel. So I was like, oh, this shit's still going down. The Chinese guys think they're still fighting. They're still a fight. I know this shit.
So they're just fucking with you.
Yeah, but they don't know. I fought in China like 20 plus times. But the thing is, like when I fight in China, I don't use my full name. I don't say people know me as Will the Kill or Will the Kill Chope. I always say my name is William Richard. This actually so I can get better matchups in China.
Yeah.
Richard's my middle name. William's my full name. So I use William Richard. And so that's how I got this fight. They don't know who the fuck I am. They can't find me online. They're like, oh, this guy's a nobody.
Yeah.
He's just a guy who trains in Thailand, That's how
smart.
I've gotten a lot of fights in China that way.
Oh, that's
a lot of people are like, oh, that's dishonest, whatever. Yeah, whatever. It's China. You
Dude,
gotta play the game.
You're a guy that fights for a living. Like, it's not a fucking joke.
Yeah,
I
gotta go make a paycheck.
Yeah, you're not like making $1 million a fight.
No, I'm making like a salary.
You're doing the work.
Yeah.
You're doing the fucking work.
So this is what I did. But they don't know I fought in China 20 times. So me, I'm just like, whatever, I'm doing my thing. A lot of the other foreign fighters are freaking out. And I remember when we get to the event, they end up giving our passports back the day of the event. And we have our passports on us. And we're in the locker room. And then the police come to the backstage of the event, the locker room. We're all wrapping our hands. And the police come and they start threatening us and tell us they want to see our passports. You cannot fight. One guy can speak broken English, tell me we can't fight. Nothing's the fight's not happening. If we fight, we're gonna get deported. I was like, oh, I guess I'm not fighting.
Win, win, win.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's like
you guys are still paying me half my money. I'm already here. Fuck you guys.
And also, like, I have to leave anyway.
Yeah,
like, at some
I'm
point.
leaving. I'm flying. I'm flying tomorrow.
Yeah, you're paying me no matter what.
And then the middleman guy, the guy who got me the fight, he's a Chinese. He comes back. He's like, "Don't worry, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave." It's like, "Yeah, I know." I was like, "I know this is bullshit. I know you're just."
So they're just there to fuck with you.
Yeah, 100. I don't even feel like they're real police officers. I felt like they were like pretend or somebody was fake.
There's some.
I really felt like that was what was going on. This like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yo, 100%, bro. And I know people think I'm making this up, but I actually if you go back on my Instagram, you can see I vlogged this whole shit. But just for you guys who don't know. Anyways, so I still know I'm fighting. All the foreigners. Anyways, the first fight happens. The police end up leaving.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah, the show's still going.
Oh, I guess everything's fine.
The promoter came back, told us everything's okay. My middleman, the guy who got me the fight, told me everything's okay. The show's going to happen. The first fighter goes out. Yo, all the foreigners get slaughtered, like one by one. Getting finished in the first round, second round. Just it was a shit show. There was only one other guy, and I remember some because we were both sponsored by Fight Bro. This company called Fight Bro, and he was sponsored. He's a Ukrainian guy. He ends up choking out the fucking Chinese guy. And he was like maybe 3 fights before me. So he won. I was like, yeah, team fight, bro. Yeah. I was like, they don't know.
Weird how you build that corner? I'm team red. Am I right?
Yeah, we're team fight, bro. You know, we're team 4. And I was like, yeah, he got it done. And then whatever, the next guy loses. Everybody lost except for that Ukrainian guy. And then I'm the main event, the last fight of the night. Crowd's going nuts. It's like Team China. Team China's the shit. Nationalistic.
Dude, walk out with your Make America Great Again hat. Dude, bro.
I wish.
Bro.
I wish I had it.
Fuck yes.
So I walk out.
Troll the shit out of these people.
We go. We're fighting. It's like the first minute, boom, I throw a couple leg kicks. Then he takes me down. He's a Kazakh Chinese guy.
Good
takes
wrestling.
me down. Yeah, good wrestler. Throws a wild ground and pound. Boom, I triangled him. It's like Matt Polino.
Leg over the shoulder.
Yeah, put
Polino.
Yeah,
fuck you, Polino.
So I triangled him. Boom, he taps out. I start getting up, and it was so fast. The main event, it just got finished in like two and a half minutes, you know? And I'm like, jiu-jitsu! And it's funny because I hate jiu-jitsu.
All of a sudden, bro, you're flying the colors.
Jiu-jitsu. But I was like, yeah, because these Chinese guys have worse jiu-jitsu than I do.
So all of a sudden, you're like, jiu-jitsu!
Yeah. So I was yelling that. And I was like celebrating, but the whole crowd was like dead quiet.
Not having it.
And they all just started leaving. And I was just like, yeah, fuck all you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a fuck. Foreigner for life. You're like, whatever. I'm always the bad guy. I don't care.
You ruined their night, dude.
Yeah.
You ruined their night.
So I ruined the show. And then, anyways, and then after the fight, whatever, we go back to the hotel, and I'm still thinking I'm going to get full pay. I'm starting messaging them. I'm like, yo, you guys, when are you going to pay me? Because they usually pay us in cash. When you fight in China, you get paid in cash.
You don't leave until they get paid, right?
Yeah, you get paid usually at the hotel. Like you go back to the bus takes you back to the hotel, and they pay you in cash like that night. And I'm like, where you at? You know, you're going to pay us. And he shows up, and he's like, no, you don't have the right visa. Didn't have the right visa. They only paid me half of my money.
Are you kidding me?
100%. They only paid half my money.
You won and they paid half your money.
And I won. I'm like, yo, where's win bonus? Where's this? Where's this? No. I told you needed this visa. I'm like, no, you didn't, bro. And I was just.
Of course.
And I freaked
then
out.
Then they should get that for you. How
Yeah.
many times has that happened to you?
That only happened one time that ever happened.
So only one time you've ever not.
I've heard about shit shows in China before, like doing stuff like
yeah.
this. But this is the first time I experienced it. And I was just like. And I remember
that's crazy. Could you imagine if you got knocked out or you
bro? If I lost,
then on the moment they're like, "Oh, you get half."
No,
it'd be
God,
like, "Fuck
God I won.
you."
I was like 2 minutes. I was like, "Yeah, whatever. At least I got half my money."
Yeah, you got out scot free.
But work. I was like, "Okay." I didn't get hurt. No injuries. I ended up fighting.
But here's the
again.
thing: that guy you fought in the main event was probably good.
No, 100%.
They probably thought this guy was gonna fuck you up.
He's a big old Chinese Kazakh guy. He missed weight.
It's the main event. The local guy.
They didn't know I was gonna miss weight. You know, and.
And they didn't know that you were actually
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
and
they
then
didn't know
they
who the
thought.
fuck- yeah.
So that's why it's hilarious, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
they
yeah.
think-
So at the end of the day, I won. Like I won. I maybe got paid half, but
yeah,
I was
because
like,
you
I
fucked
won.
the whole night up.
Yeah.
What's hilarious is that they thought that like they're getting one by you. They're like, I bring in this fucking Falong. He doesn't know shit, right?
Yep.
Or whatever. They think they're feeding you. But meanwhile, you double mind fuck them because you used a fake fucking name, and then they think they're getting someone other than
Yeah, I've
they
done
are.
that a lot
And
in
it's
China.
just like, fuck you.
I say like over 10 of my fights in China, I've just used my name William Richard because I
Dude,
know you
that's
can't
hilarious.
find it.
It's
Yeah.
a reverse mind fuck.
Yeah.
That's-
So I know they're always trying to fuck us over, and I have been fucked over in China before. I fought E Long. You guys know E Long, the Shaolin monk fighter, the Shaolin monk kickboxer. Everybody knows you go Shaolin monk fighter on YouTube, you'll find this.
Is it the guy that does the vlogging and shit too?
No. He's literally a Chinese guy. His name's E Long, and he's like, if you call Shaolin monk fighter, Shaolin monk first Muay Thai fighter, Shaolin monk first MMA fighter.
He's the
It's
guy
always
that
this guy.
I think I've seen him before.
He fought Buakaw twice. He beat him once, lost once.
He beat Bokow?
Yeah, he beat bullshit decision, but
In China.
yeah, in China, yeah. But he lost once by decision also. But he lost a decision to Buakaw. Buakaw didn't knock him out,
that's
so he's
good
decent.
either way,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's decent. But I fought him back in 2012 for fucking $700. I didn't know who I was fighting, and I found out like I didn't know until I got there at the show on fight week. It's a lot of times you fight, it's like.
And then after that, you were like, "Fuck this!
Yeah,
I'm
and I was
flipping
like,
the
oh,
script on
China's-
these
yeah, China's
motherfuckers.
bullshit, you know?
I'm
It's
not
like-
going to be the victim here. Like,
Yeah.
let's flip it and see how you feel."
Yeah, as
Like,
lo- and I always tell-
I'm William. What's your fucking middle name?
William Richard.
William Richard, 4-0. Oh, I hope no big Chinese boy gets me. Meanwhile, you've got a fucking 120, 130 pro fights.
Yeah, these guys. China does it all the
It's
time.
so funny because they're trying to do the same thing to you.
Yes,
And
yes.
you're
Every
just
time.
like, okay,
They're
watch
like,
this.
oh, you're just gonna fight some kid. I've had literally this lady. She's literally said, you're fighting some new fighter. I'm like, no, I'm into fighting some like I fought a guy named Captain China
some
before.
new fighter, as
Yeah.
if you're going to be the main event in China,
But
and
they
they're
don't know-
going to give you some.
But I
fucking
got
can.
Chinese friends, and I've been in China. I coach in China, so I find out who I'm fighting all the time, and I know so. They can't play the games anymore. But I always tell guys who are going to go fight in China, especially guys based in Thailand going to fight in China for the first time. I'm like, hey, just expect the worst. Expect you're going to fight one of the best fighters. As long as you're A class and you prepare for an A class fighter, you'll be fine.
You're fine.
But
yeah.
if you think you're
'Cause
going
that
to get a
level's
fair
still
matchup,
relatively underdeveloped, right?
the kickboxers, if you're fighting K1
the
in China, it's
strikers.
very good.
Oh, yeah, the strikers are good.
K1,
The
they're really. I
grappling,
fought a lot of
wrestling.
K1, but MMA, as long as you're jiu-jitsu and wrestling good, it's okay. But they get strikers from Thailand to fight strikers from or strikers based in Thailand to fight strikers in China, even under MMA rules, and then the guys wind up losing because they don't have no takedown defense.
Yeah.
So it's like, but as long as they're ready for the worst or ready for a high level fight, or if they're high level, I'm like, yo, go have fun. You're gonna kill them.
The Chinese people are pretty weird, though. I'll tell one quick story, and then we'll finish out the podcast. But I was in China with Charmaine. We went there to. My old boss was thinking about opening up a branch of the gym there, Trifecta, and so she had this connection with some Chinese guy that she knew from Singapore that they opened up a Taekwondo federation or whatever the fuck. So he was thinking about adding MMA or Jiu-Jitsu to the program. So me and Charmaine go there with her, and we start teaching these seminars, right, to all these Chinese people. And you know, they're all Taekwondo black belts. They're all presumably lifelong martial artists because, you know, we're teaching the coaches, not the kids. So we're there to train their staff, basically, to maybe implement some BJJ or some MMA into the curriculum. And so I'm teaching the seminar, and so we do basic rear naked choke, right? Like, I'm gonna choke you. I start in your back, then you defend, all that kind of shit. And dude, and it happened multiple times throughout it's like a specific training round or some shit, right? Choke, defend, escape, whatever. And then sitting there, and I'm on this guy's back, and I'm telling it relax, chill, whatever. And then as I'm hand fighting him, I'm kind of starting to dig the choke in or whatever. He fucking grabs my finger, starts twisting it like that, and we're doing jiu-jitsu, whatever. And I was like, no. And I stop on top of it, and he's like, okay, cool. So he's like, oh shit, I didn't know, you can't grab fingers. And I'm like, first of all, can you grab fingers in your martial art?
Nothing.
If this is Taekwondo, can I just fucking grab? There's no time is that cool. And he's like, oh, I don't know, whatever. And I'm kind of pissed because it's a dick move. If you do martial arts, you don't grab someone's fingers.
Yeah, you know,
and twist
basic.
them.
Don't eye gouge. Don't groin
Right.
kick. Don't. Yeah.
Exactly. So then, ironically enough, I go with him to do the next round. And we do it again. He fucking, and I have his back, right? So I have my hooks in. He reaches down and he grabs my toes. And he starts fucking twisting my toes. And then I'm just so mad.
Krav Maga.
Dude, I'm so mad because I'm teaching a coach, And I'm chill, right? I'm not like at
you're
all
not like
aggressive.
really going for it. Yeah.
You know, I'm the instructor rolling with a white belt, and so it's always like you touch somebody in grappling, you can kind of know how this is going to be, like how I grab you. If I'm kind of chill, then you can kind of match my level, right? And we kind of there's an understanding about, if I fucking grab you and I try to sweep you hard or I throw then it's on, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell quickly. And then like the force that he threw this toe hold, for lack of a better word, on me, and I was just so pissed off at this guy because I know he's just being a dick. And then so we go through the seminar. Other people that happened also too. And then this other time, we're standing at the trying to get a MRT card, and they have the queue in front of the machine and I'm standing as close as I am to this microphone, right? The guy in front of me goes, and some fucking Chinese asshole slides right in front of me. I'm as close to the machine as I am to this fucking thing.
Yo, if you give any space, they're like,
dude,
that's my spot now.
And there's 4 people behind me.
That's my spot
so
now.
There's zero questioning that this guy knew that I was standing in line, and he was just like, "Let me test this motherfucker. Let me see if he's gonna say shit." And I look back at my wife, and my fucking eyes are like beating out of my head, and I'm like, I'm gonna, because it's so rude. It's so rude.
Yo, how about being in an elevator in a mall and a guy just
in the elevator?
Right in the elevator, bro.
In the elevator.
I'm not exaggerating. This has happened
God.
multiple times to me. Like, I've been in China a lot, and it's, your boy knows.
Dude, we saw a guy, and we're in like a rich part of Shanghai, and some dude unbuttons his daughter's thing so she can piss on the side of the. And you hear people say that, and you're like, yeah, but not in the cities, not in these parts. Dude,
this is often.
This is in the nicest part of Shanghai.
Yeah,
like we're in the ritzy part. Like a 2-year-old pissing on the fucking sidewalk.
I'm not surprised, man. I've seen older kids do it. I've seen some gross shit in China, and it's
I was like, I thought this was just people talking
no
shit.
wonder there's coronavirus, man. Come on, man. I'm not to be racist. Like, of course, it started in China, man. Of course.
I approve of that hilarious dark joke. No, dude, go there. Go there, dude. We can go dark a little bit on this podcast. It's fine. But yeah, China's fucking weird, man. I had a job offer there, kind of, a couple times actually, even as a teacher and as an instructor.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just can't.
Nah, like I've worked there, and I can do it. My highest paying coaching job ever was in China. I was making a few thousand, like $3,000-$4,000 a month, because with my PTs as well, and then like the highest I ever got paid. My accommodation's free, my rent's covered, all that, and I have no bills. The only thing I have to pay for is food and like
just cash in your pocket.
Yeah, cash. Yeah, and I was just. Bro, I stayed there for 3 months. I tried. I really tried.
And you're pretty open-minded, like to this kind of stuff.
I've lived all over.
You're like, dude, 3 months, and I tried.
I tried. I just couldn't. I couldn't stay there. I started going nuts. Started going crazy. Started raging. Just and I had to leave. I ended up leaving, and I ended up taking a job right after that China job, the highest paying job I had some money saved up, and then I went to the Philippines and I started working for $600 a month. So I just had
preferred that.
Oh, I preferred it. I
That's the
preferred
best
Philippines way more. Yeah,
no disrespect to China out there, but they're still growing.
Yeah,
but Singapore, dude, Singapore's the shit.
No, Singapore's the best.
You live in Phuket. Phuket's legit. Like, you get to travel around and experience these places.
Guys, hit me up. If you guys need advice where you want to go and train,
hit up Will motherfucking Chope.
I'll let you guys know.
Hundreds of pro fights, dude. By the way, let's make sure that let's wrap up on this, dude. Hit everybody up with your social media, any shit you got going on. Like if you got any plugs or anything that you want to do now.
Just follow my next fight. I'm fighting March 28th, Full Metal Dojo in Bangkok. Hit up the Full Metal Dojo Facebook page. Please tune in, watch the fight, and you can.
Where is it? Where do they stream it?
It's gonna be streamed on Facebook.
Okay.
It's always on Facebook.
So you just like Facebook Full Metal Dojo, and then you'll get the
and you guys can watch it. Yeah. Open weight fight. I'm 85 kilos. I'm fighting a guy 110 kilos.
Dude, I'm gonna watch that shit.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Dude, I would watch that shit and do like a fight companion, or just you and this fucking thick boy going to it.
Yeah, why not? It's gonna be a fun fight. And soccer kicks, it's old school. Pride never die, dog. So,
and you're fighting open weight, which is fucking insane.
Yeah. So. Please tune into that. And that's all. Thank you, Luke, for having me here. Fucking, this is awesome.
Dude, this is awesome, right?
Yeah,
dude, every time I do this, I always just teleport to the end of it. And then I'm usually just getting wasted with people like you. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that was
good. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, this is my jam. And so follow Will, follow us, follow the Stronghold Fitness Challenge. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah,
I see. These fucking assholes.
I gotta put a bet down.
My former students, they're degenerate little fucks betting against me, wanting to go to combat with me. So, dude, I've been hitting the weight room this whole week. I'm so sore.
Jacked.
I haven't
tan,
done it.
juicy
Dude, I'm
as
getting
fuck.
fucking ripped. Yeah, Jack Tan, juicy as fuck. Dude, I'm deadlifting. I'm squatting. We did
Yeah,
pushes
good,
and
man,
pulls.
good.
I can barely move the whole week.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, if you kick me once, I'm dropping like a sack of. I'm going down like a
I'm
bitch,
lazy,
bro.
I've been drinking today.
Well, tomorrow though, it's a different question. Actually, I'll film our sparring if you come, or if
Yeah.
not, come another weekend whenever you're in town.
No,
or
I'll
whatever.
come tomorrow for sure.
And
100%.
we'll film some sparring, and
Fuck yeah.
we'll fucking post that shit so you guys can see how two men fucking spar. I'm excited. We're gone, you son of a bitch. He fucking missed the training session this morning. I gotta throw a little shade on him before just to get his ass to the gym, so he's choking bitches too. Okay, everybody, thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting on the podcast. Follow Will, follow me. This is Stronghold Podcast. Are we 16? Damn, episode 16. All right, episode 16. Thank you, everybody.
Deuces.